boss had the bunny. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So leave it. Alright, so I'm gonna change this. It's more like powwow energy music. Right, so it's upbeat music that we use in our cultural sense for, connecting with spirit, providing yourself with the afterlife of your ancestors and everything. You do chants and well wishes to people through, a powwow or round dance. Always have memorials for them. And usually we're round dancing. We're dancing around the drummers. And that's just the way you do. You work around in a circle because it's a never-ending circle. It continues on and on and on. And you just jump in, where you want to and just start dancing. So it's very spiritual in my culture. There's a lot of respect paid to people that have passed away, our ancestors especially, because they're the ones that taught us to come forward and stand up for ourselves, right? Be appreciative of what you have, not what you don't have, right? And be grateful that you're still able to gain things from a social. Well, I don't even want to say it because it'll get politically enslaved on that comment, so I'll keep that one to myself. But it's a lot of spirituality that goes on. That's identify yourself with a spirit energy, right? And that's what it likes to elevate it for you. There are videos on there where you can do astral projection. I've done it, and I've actually taken on the form of a bird, a very strong, powerful bird, because I was the only one that was able to see from there, right? So the saying is that it's an eagle that can be the furthest or the closest to actual spirit than you normally would achieve through meditation, right? So so there's a lot of respect that we pay to our ancestors, our elders, even. They're the wise ones, right? They're the ones that are going to give you the knowledge and give you the information as they see fit. It's just like with me doing my vision work. It's the same kind of thing. It'll give it to you what you expect it to, or what you're requesting of the universe to give and channel through. It really comes through as a spiritual, direction, right? And I've opened up my channels only to my ancestors, elders, people that are in good standing, kind of. I don't really ask God for a whole lot because I call him the creator. I don't call him God. And the creator is you, right? You're the actual creator of your life, right? So you get the opportunity to write your story however many times and rewrite it as many times as you want. You can press delete and take out an experience and just, kind of just say, I'm letting that go. And it's healing. You're healing from, and being in a safe zone when you do the healing is also very important. You don't want to be pulling in any negative forces when you do your healing. You don't want anything attaching itself again to your experience. And that's the most important part. Do it with honor, respect, and ask your higher self or your God, whatever your belief system is, to protect you while you go through it. Because you do want to heal. You ask for protection from someone. Like if you're native, we have elders we can go talk to. And in the religion based, you got your bishop or whatever you want to call them. The head of your church that you attend is, supposedly supposed to be there for your better good. Um, not too sure on that one yet. I'm still out on my decision as far as churches are concerned, but to each their own. Um, and we do a lot of things most natural. Okay, so we like to be one with Mother Earth, as they say, one. We have to respect it. We have to, rejuvenate what we take away from it. Right? We're supposed to replant. So say if you ended up taking a tree for Christmas, you'd give back a tree. You'd go and take a little seedling and plant it back there. Like so many tree doers do after we have like a major forest fire here in Canada. They have tree planters, and they make pretty good money because of the terrain that they have to go traveling through to plant these little seedlings. And it's kind of like learning that journey, and that's kind of like where your journey takes you, is back to the place where you erased everything, like all your memories have been erased. So that, just imagine that as being the forest fire that's now put out. You're not going to hit any chaos or crisis because it's already done. You don't have to go back to visit it. It's kind of like you burned it from your slate. And this is my introspection as to how it works. I'm not traditional. I'm not going to get dressed up in traditional garb and do my healing. I'm very neutral on the healing. I have different techniques, different ways of doing healing for people. So I'm not set in just one specific, pathway. I can, go left or right. I can make the difference and jump between the two if I so choose to, right? So, when you come back into alignment with yourself and you're just traveling now with one, like you're not split anymore. You're together, and you're going to move in a more humble way. You'll be very honorable about the direction you travel. So either way, if you take the left and you feel that that's going to benefit you the most, but you see a lot of obstacles on it and the right seems to be better, ask your guides. Say, which one should I take? They're there for a reason. And if it comes down to it, flip a coin. Do whatever your belief system is as far as making decisions beyond your control. Okay, so if you were to ask, the Great Spirit to ask him, say, which direction must I go? They may end up, with people that have strong spiritual connections to the Creator are the ones that are going to know the answer to that or be able to reveal, a direction for you. Okay, and that's what I do. I'm just here to provide the open door that, so many people are caught behind that closed door and don't know how to open it, or they're fearful of opening the other side and seeing what is really out there on the other side of your existence. Everybody wants to have that, party in the sky. I don't. I experienced one of my out of body experiences as like I was walking into like a huge like block party. Everybody was in their swimming suits, suntan. It was nice and warm. Everybody's having a gay old time. And one gentleman says, "Oh, hey Karen, you made it. I'm glad you're here." And I went, "Where?" And I looked around and it didn't have anything familiar to me. And I went, "Whoa, okay, I'm out." I bounced back and I fell all the way back from that happy existence all the way back into that black zone that I hit prior to being taken up. Wherever it was or whoever it was that did it, it scared me. It did. It really put a whole new perspective on my life, to experience that. They talk about, walking through the valley of the shadow of the death, God protect me, whatever. I don't know how it goes. I don't, I'm not really concerned at this point. I do have my personal agenda with God, and God understands where I'm coming from. So I have an open, kind of clear communication with that situation, and part of my life that has been like literally ripped from my hands. But it's going to get better. He's promised me that. He even said so. This is what I'm promising you. I'm going to promise you an ease of mind. You're going to be able to do things that you've known that you can all this time, but you're actually going to act on them. And part of that was getting into my spiritual boots and start walking, right? And start being the spiritual person that, I've been appointed to by my Creator, to be able to assist others. So yeah, so it's great. I love it. I'm not ever going to stop doing this. I'll probably be still doing this till the day I die, creating, getting back to my roots. I wasn't raised native. I was raised by a Caucasian family that really looked down on stuff like this, as black magic, whatever you want to call it. I don't practice it to harm people. And that's the difference. There's white magic, there's black magic. Black magic I use for protection of myself. I'll use it to protect myself with, but I will not use it to go and cast anything against someone. Okay. The white magic I use I'm not gonna lie, I do use white magic. The best of my best case scenario is that the wishes will be granted. Like, I can't explain how in touch I have been, the last few years especially, and taking on the traditions of, like a medicine woman, healer, teachers, person to help you on your journey, and being honorable with it. I'm not going to feed no sugar coating here. And the reason why I say no sugar coating, because I'm not giving it, in a sugar coating sense. I was taken directly from my bed. I ended up channeling through, the coffin experience, being dead in a coffin, and then from there it went snap of fingers, and I was in darkness, absolute black. And I felt this person or energy above beside me, and they were basically saying, "This is what you have to start concentrating on. This is what you need to be doing with your life. Do it for these guys." And then they put the focus back down, and I was looking downwardly at the situation, and there was in one daughter's away in a different, you know, area, and she's by herself. She's never been to Arizona. She's going to college down there. So I get worried, and there was only the three of them. There wasn't my fourth one wasn't there at all. He's on his own little mission, and can't stop him. Like, I've had him in my home, and it's taken a toll on him. He's not in his right mind, and I try to figure out what he needs, but he's absolutely out of his mind. And I had him staying with me last summer, and it was very difficult. It was really difficult. He does way too much spiritual work with drugs. DMT does that a lot, and I don't approve of it. I don't. I have my peyote that I use for spiritual purposes, and that's what people don't understand, is that everything that's given to you that's not meant for you, you'll end up having a reaction to usually, right? Like, medicine is not the medicine that I'm talking about. Like, medicine for me is like music, like incense, burning memories, doing, your smudges on a daily basis, getting in touch with your inner self to hear the messages that, the Creator has given to you, or that you must share with others. You get a fine tune on that experience. And ever since that day, I've never wanted to stay alive so much in my life, knowing that I'm now doing the work that I'm doing, and grateful for it. So that's just a little monologue to anybody that's new, to understand that, I do amazing work with this. I don't have to any reason not to be of service to anyone. After experiencing that, that was what my whole journey was. And, my kids are important. Carry the lineage for your kids is what they were saying. And, I really hope so, that, one of them will take up, understanding the spirituality part of our life, right? Of their mom's life before she disappears. Not like I'm going anywhere really fast, but, you never know, right? I just gotta grab something here. Okay. So, back to that, experiencing everything for what it is it's a new avenue, new experiences, but at the same time, when I took on this position, it made me very secluded. Did you see that yellow light go right by there, or was I just seeing things? Can somebody typeset that? 1804, somewhere in there, yellow orange thing went right floating by there. That was weird. I don't know. But anybody that saw it, please timestamp when you saw it, right? Like, this weird things happen. Weird things do happen when we get you get ready to go through this. It's been a very hard journey. There's times when I get super emotional on behalf of the person that I'm reading for, even people that have passed away, getting their messages for loved ones that need it, through photo videos and stuff like that, reading photos. There isn't an avenue that I haven't taken. I went down the left, I went down the right, and found the middle, okay? And that's where I need to stay, is right in the middle. I need to be neutral to both sides. I can't pick for one side, I can't pick for the other side. I have to remain neutral for it to be in balance for me, right? I give the messages as they're brought to me through spirit, and I give them to you guys. And I don't actually do personalized ones right now on a live chat, unless it's, later on in the feed that I can do that. What else is there that I wanted to mention for people that are new? Yeah, so it is, spirituality in a nutshell there for you, for as far as my world is pertaining to. Like the other night, we had a shift the other night, and I actually felt like I was in the shift this time. And what had happened was that everything that I was doing at home seemed like I was in another parallel, like a parallel that wasn't needing anything. You know what I mean? Like I could have just stood there and done nothing and still experienced it. But I had the experience that my partner was here, and then next thing you know, I wake up, I go out to fix a coffee for him, and I thought he was sleeping next to me. I thought that he was in bed after I had a nap, and this is what I woke up to was, being in a bubble. It felt like a goddamn bubble, and I couldn't go anywhere, and it was like it was calling me into different directions, and making me realize that it's not always there, right? It's not always there. It's not always going to be there, and it came to me to say, hey, listen, like this person understands what they're doing, and I'm not going to stop doing it because somebody has a problem with it. Like I got a nice message left on one of my videos, saying something really really like really nasty, um, negative energy wise. So I just left it up there, and I prayed for the person that hopefully they'll find some closure in their own life to be able to heal from their trauma, whatever it is, to be so hostile to others. You know, it's not a good area to start with. So anyway, so we're gonna get started. I got my coffee. I got my everything ready. I got the door open. It's so nice outside, but it's still chilly. So I'd really like to be able to go down to the park here and take you guys on a live stream here through the park, which has an actual walkway that's called the Native Walk. And so I always used to, in the summertime, I would go down there and I would start at that position and walk around that whole garden. And I have, I have videos that I'll link, like a couple videos that I've used as thumbnails, as, days I've gone there and walked the Native Walk, and ended up understanding so much more in like a 10-minute walk of how things are so connected that it blew my mind. It blew my mind, and I ended up in this little grove. There's these big cedar trees. And I looked to the left, and I wasn't hallucinating unless I was like, getting high on gas fumes, because it's right there by the road. But I had experienced looking, and I saw like a centurion, like I was trapped in like a Garden of Eden, and kind of like a garden where they can, I don't know how to explain it. It's like the Garden of Eden, but it's like got this big grove of trees, and there's wildlife and everything there, coyotes, But I'd never understood where this tree came into place, because it had these like mushrooms coming out the side, like this pulp stuff coming out the side, and I'm looking at it, and this is a cedar tree. I've never ever seen a cedar tree bleed white puff, like puffy stuff in there. You know what I mean? This wasn't sap. It wasn't sap. It was pure white. And I'm wondering if people aren't eating this stuff and having hallucinogenic properties to it. I have never actually gone and found out yet. It'd be interesting to know, because we've had people coming out of that park just like stumbling like crazy. And you can see on the actual tree where it's been taken apart, or people have taken stuff on it, and it's been lying on the ground, right? So there's people actively, or animals that are actively eating this stuff. So it must be okay, right? I don't know. I've never seen or, had it tested for anything. But it makes you wonder as to, when you get into your channeling state, is your mind playing that game for you? Is the mind giving you these answers of it, like the centurion running around the garden? And he was fast. He was super fast, faster than, I could even catch him. I caught a glimpse of him, and that was it. But, feeling like I was being wrapped up in this situation, and not finding a way out. So I ended up retracing my steps backwards out of the grove. And for some reason, they told me, go backwards, go backwards. So then I went out of the grove, and then I went, a different route. And don't go back the same way you came. Never go back to the same place that you started from. Always start from where you are, a new one. Right? That's the way that I look at life. You can never go back and change what has already been done, but you can change it from that moment forward. Everything changes for you if you want it to. So, that's just a word of advice. If you ever feel like that, you have no place to go. That's what I mean by, are you going to go left or are you going to go right? You have to understand where this left is going to take you, whether, you're only seeing so far into it, or you go deep within it, okay? Or you go to the right, and then, different things are happening to you, like a different level of spirituality, I think, on both sides that, you get to probably experience, but they're making you make a choice at this point. Do you want to go left or right? Do you want to go, see what's on left field? Do you want to go see what's on right field? Or you can go and say, no, I want to be brought to the middle, and I want to start at the middle and be balanced to enter into this energy that is so helpful to others. And you don't have to ask permission. You know, that's the one thing that people get so misconstrued about. You know, having to have a blessing from your church or something to make you a higher rank person in society. It's not needed. It's just an ego filler. Okay, when you take on that, you know, having to be indoctrinated by someone giving you the information. I'll give it to you all for free for how, you know, for whatever it's worth if you need it. But, you know, people get very angry at that. And I'm not too concerned. I really am not. I don't make money at it, obviously, for a reason. Other people are making money at it because they're greedy. You see the difference? Now you understand? I hope so. You know, I've had people donate to my channel, but, you know, I think I just don't, I actually don't think about it. I try not to. To be honest with you, I try not to think about it. You know, because while everybody's living there, there's little me sitting here doing everything still by the grace of God, by the source, by my creator. But people that appreciate it are the only ones that come. And that's the only ones that come. And that's fine. You know, people that have the ego mind or a troll or whatever you want to call yourself this week, I've never shut anybody out. You know, I've never shut anybody out from my channel, regardless of where you came from or what you're asking about. I try to clarify it before I ask the question to make sure that you're asking the right question, that you understand the question that you are asking. Like I said, it's not the question you ask, it's how you ask the question that you'll be answered. Okay? The universe universe is not going to jump for you unless it's an emergency. So you might have to wait, you know, a week or two before you see the results. You know, it's like joining a gym. You're not going to see results right now after, you know, going for a workout for one day. But if you go repetitively for like 10 days, you'll see better results. You know what I mean? Like you have to wait sometimes to get the results that you're asking for. Yesterday when we had the spirit box go, it did say that on there. You know, it reiterates it. Everything that I say, it can reiterate it back to you as far as spiritual communication has understood it even. You know, that this comprehension of life and everything that's in it is very spiritually connected. And when people start seeing that, it's fearful. People become fearful that, you know, you start getting to that level of intimacy with yourself and you get worried that your last moments are coming. But don't. Please don't. That could be your spiritual death happening, meaning that you're not going to physically die, but you may feel like you've gone through the transition of dying in like an OBE. Okay? So don't be fearful of it. Just don't fear it. You know, if you've been having experiences repetitively and you're not waiting for it to play out in and say a dream, like you're not letting the vision finish as to what the result is going to be, then you may have troubles getting rid of that residual energy. Sometimes we have to face it, regardless how much it hurts or how much it's not something you want to see and you just want to cower away and just not look. You're required to look, because what are you going to do when you actually see yourself outside yourself? Are you going to panic? Are you going to experience disconnection from your actual soul? It's not a good idea not to disconnect, so you better have a strong stomach for whatever you have to experience, because it takes a lot. It does. It takes a lot of energy just to hit that one level of understanding. Okay? And I think that's why I still get so emotional with people, places, and things. It's because of that. I worry about everybody else's position, and I am always the last one to even stand up for myself. Right? So, oh, chatta chatta. Hi, girl. How you doing? How are you doing today? Are you feeling better? I hope you're doing much better. I really do. I know you're having a rough day yesterday. So hopefully today's a better day. You woke up on a good spirit. Woke up with some good energy with yourself. You feeling a bit better? Okay, well, is there anything you want to know that's come up since yesterday for you that, you know, is kind of important to your situation or anything that you want to talk about? You don't have to on public. You know, this is public, so you don't have to if you don't want to, but you can always send me an email. shamanami322@gmail.com. So, what else do we got going here? Oh, hang on. Okay, hang on here. Where is this one? Stop. Okay. The computer's glitching. Okay, I'll go live. Okay. So who do we have? Who's even here? So we have Chatta Chatta, and I don't know who else is here, but it's showing that there's people here, but oh. So what direction are we all headed? Nobody wants to know? What avenue are you going to take to make your life better? Okay, so we have that. What's on the left? It all depends on, we could, depends on what your avenues that you want to take. These are maybe some split decisions that are big determiners in your spiritual life. It could be a decision of whether you want to stay or go in a, like for you, I'm picking up whether it's yes or no. Like you're confused as to, even if you knew it was on the left and it felt like it was something that you needed to do, would you go? Or if you got to see what was on the right, would you go that route? How big are you allowing the universe or external sources to guide you is the question, more or less. It's asking you which one guide are you going to follow. If you had the option to pick from left or right, which way would you go? Which one do you feel most comfortable with? Which one is most inviting but more detailed? The other one may be just a big party and a free for all. You know what I mean? Which one is going to have the more spiritual connecting energy for you to be able to manage your life, right? Which one is going to try to sabotage your life? There's people out there that you may call associates that may be sabotaging your experience, right? So that's what I mean. You have to know yourself completely to make the right decisions, right? Not just making them on a whim. Sometimes it can be very dangerous that way. This is what's on your right or your left. Which path do you want to take? If you were put into a fork in the road and you had options on both sides that were very appealing, what would be your decision breaker? Like what would be the answer to the question, left or right? Who's on the left? I don't know. Whoever is on the right, if you're feeling that you're at this fork in the road and you have a decision to make, I'm not saying that I'm attaching myself to your energy to find out, but I'm saying that you need to step back and figure out which pathway. If you hit a fork in the road one day and just boom, that was it. You couldn't go any further straight than you could, but you had to take a roundabout route. And the roundabout route was shorter on the left than it was on the right. Which one would you take? Would you take the left or would you take the right? Because left is shorter and the right, I don't know, it doesn't seem to have anything wrong with it. So which one would you take? That's the question. Which laneway would you rather be in, a slow lane, fast lane? Put it simpler. Would you want to be in the fast lane or the slow lane to get to your destination? If you had a choice. Does that make sense? It probably doesn't make sense. I took a long time. What? You took the long lane? Oh, well, there you go. So you want to be the one that gets to experience, the surroundings and the environment that you're in. That's what that says. The one on the left is just to get to the end. Like, no patience, nothing. Doesn't want to endure anything. You know what I mean? But the right is a little bit smoother. You got about more time to work on whatever in the avenues of life. And you want to be able to endure it and enjoy it and recreate it for yourself, right, into a more positive experience. We all do. Trust me, I'm with you on that one. I don't even get paid enough doing this, if I get paid at all. Which, kind of defeats the purpose of doing any of it, but I do it anyway because that's what I was asked to do by my spirit guides. So teach, learn, and show is what I'm supposed to do. Well, it didn't mention anything about a pay scale, did it? Rely on others to, fund the channel and everything. It's just, I don't know. It's not as interesting, I guess. We all need money. We all do. The ones that do have the money are selfishly ego-minded anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So I get by with what I get, and that's all I get by on. I don't ask the universe for anything else in return. Okay, so there you have it. I'm just here just for entertainment purposes only, apparently. But hey, I'm still entertaining and I'm still doing my job just like I do every other day. I think I got to really start doing some serious meditation on this, because too many people want things for free, and I don't live on a free thing. I can't go out of my house and ask for everything for free. I can't ask, for them to supply me with food if I've got no money to hand them when I buy my groceries. But that's okay, because I don't eat anyway. Spiritually don't eat. I don't eat at all. I prefer not to. Oh, Super 8, how are you doing? Oh, I'm doing okay. I'm doing about the same as last week. If that helps. Not really, and been asking a lot of questions lately. Draining, obligating myself to doing the channel when I don't even, nobody, even supports the channel at all for me to being here. But yeah, for the most part, it's a typical day in Emmy's life. Nothing really exciting happens, except for me appearing on YouTube. That's about the gist of it. But yeah, so you've been doing well, I hope. It's a lot of energy, a lot of energy that takes away from my level of wanting to do anything. There's some days where I don't even want to be here, but I'm here because I'm obligated myself to be there for others, and not getting the appreciation or the respect. I don't know. I'm just past even giving a shit. Yeah. Well, see, how it goes is, strictly doing this stuff for a living, I must be a mouse. The reason being is because it's about the only thing in my life that has any meaning. Nothing else has value. When you awaken, you hit that brick wall and realize there's really not much more to this than what you've done when you've awoken to the whole thing. It gets very mundane, very boring, very quickly. Somebody's screaming. I can hear screaming outside. A child screaming over yonder, at the top of its lungs. You heard it? That didn't sound very good. I just... Wow. That was like, what, 4 screams in a row? That was just one, and then there was like 2 in one? And I'm too far to even get there in a speed. I wish I was a speeding bullet, then I'd be over there right now. I get worried about kids like that. We get kids being abducted out here all the time, and Amber Alert's happening, and it's like, you're so far away, but it's like, for me to get there in time, it would probably be, 5 minutes by the time I rode over there, even on my bike. But I'm sure if we get an Amber Alert in the next little while, I'll be phoning the RCMP and tell them I heard it. At what time is it? At 4:30 or 4:25ish. Remember that date, that hour for me, in case I have to. Yeah, I hate that when that happens. I really do. I just go, just freeze. I freeze. I don't, you never know what that kid was screaming about, though. You know what I mean? Like, it could have been, being beaten up at school, or, being abducted, or worst case scenario, hopefully. Or it could be just argumenting, throwing a tantrum with its parents. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many unknowns. It would be scary to freaking go up there and find out what's going on, right? Wow. Okay. Well, unfortunately, I can't choose a left or right on that entry. On that entry. Um, yeah. Anyway, let's try to be happy. Hopefully that nothing happens to that child. Or if it is anything happening, hopefully that somebody will get it. Did you? Did you get messages? Do you get messages? You mean messages for where? Like through my email or Messenger on Facebook or Twitter or? Sometimes I do when I'm doing spiritual work. Photographs I usually do that with. I usually have a person's picture that I usually will read. Like you could post it up, email it to me, and then I can do a live reading on it for you if you'd like, while everybody else watches, whatever. Um, I have been able to do remote viewing and clearing an energy from a person's house where he was residual there. Um, but he just wanted to spend more time with his son before he had to physically leave the whole situation. And he didn't want to leave. He didn't want to leave, so I just left him there. I just said, if you want to stay there, then somebody else can try clearing you out if it becomes a problem, or get a hold of me. And she was in tears. Like everything that came through was exactly how her husband was, what he looked like, how tall he was, where he used to sit with his son. And I paid every single one of them off, and she just went. She was in tears. She was literally in tears for hours. And she messaged me later. She says, "Do you know how much um, energy that took me to cry all that out, all that the anger, the hurt, the trauma of losing someone?" And I said, I can imagine. That's why I thought I'd just leave you be to, hang out with your son and just enjoy the time that you have, right? Enjoy it, because you never promised how long you have. You never promised a deadline. And that's the thing. People think that, we're going to be like a carton, a jug of milk with a big date stamp, and that's when we expire. It doesn't work that way. Maybe in your, in somebody's dimension that really doesn't have any thoughts about death, maybe. I don't know. I don't think it's myself as ever expiring. My body will expire, like the container that has me is going to expire one day, but the rest of me is still up for grabs. I've been actually watching one of those medical drama shows called Grey's Anatomy, and just in the first season, it just kind of reiterated for me that, it's not such a bad thing to have to go, and how peaceful people looked, when they leave. It's almost like a big weight is lifted off of them when they finally say their last goodbye, right? And it's hard, because we don't want people to be away from us, or, to not be able to communicate with them. But when you're communicating with spirit, I have a spirit box that I use. I've used it twice with two people doing a spirit box reading. Both of them were in tears by the time I was done. But they came back to have another session, and it was mind-blowing. It blew the mind open on her. And she says that there isn't anything that's going to tell me that spirits don't exist, and that people don't stay, residual energy here. Usually the traumatic ones usually like to spend a little more time, that they were taken so quickly from the situation that, they didn't get a chance to, be able to be with them for a little bit longer, right? So it's not an issue of being with them longer. It's, just getting the message. And what the heck is that look at that. Is that coming off my blinds? I think is reflecting it. I think so. Anyway, so you can do amazing things when you have a spirit box if you're open-minded enough, and you definitely don't want to do it alone if you ever do it for the first time, because it's freaky. It scared me when I started using it, and they were actually calling me, and I wanted to eat one night, and they said, "You guys actually eat there?" And I went, "Yeah. Can I go eat my dinner now?" She's like, "Oh yeah, go have it, go eat." And I was like, "Whoa, are you fucking kidding me? Like, this is real." My partner, it took him a good 6 months to actually hear it, and to actually wanting to hear the energies talking. Like, it's just phenomenally blows your mind every time. So we'll put it on. We'll do it, because there's only a few of you here. So we'll put our spirit box on and see what we can get this afternoon. We'll pull a card and see if we can pull it off again today, like we did yesterday, because we pulled it off pretty good last time. Medicine power. Okay, so give me a sec here. Let's see if we can get it to work. This should be good. This should be an entertainment. I think they're gonna end up trying to make me laugh. I can tell you right now, they're gonna try to up my spirit, because I've just been kind of feeling like very blah. And, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Where are you here? I wouldn't mind seeing what happens. I want to see what they're going to try to cheer me up with, though, this time. They see the weirdest things. Wow, this video is weird. Medicine power. Holy shit. Oh, there's a bunch of them in the tree. Oh, wow. Sorry, I got distracted, guys. Watching this video. It's called Medicine Power, Sacred Spirit, Native American Indian. And it has the buffalo returning. It's kind of a cool video. To check it out sometime. I'll put the link in the chat right now for you guys to see it. It's a really cool video. Okay, where are we? This is the kind of music I like listening to. I really get a good feeling when I listen to my music. Oh, this bloody thing. My screen is like slowed down. Okay. Okay, come on already. Fuck. Excuse my language. I'm just had it with this computer. I really have. It's just more of a headache than it's worth. Okay, so we have to restart it anyway. So we'll see what happens. I need more incense. I love the smell of this. It's really cool to find that one. And to be able to do spiritual work with it is just... it's the same one that they use when they do their morning and evening prayer. It's the same incense that they use in their culture as well. And it's just amazing. I love the smell of it. It's... sandalwood all over again, but with a hint of everything else, and it smells really cool. I don't mind it. I think it's really cool. It's called Nag Champa Agarbatti. See? Satya Sai Baba. So this is actually incense from the East Indian culture part. So, from the spirituality, they use these ones. And they smell so much better. So much better. Let's see what's going to go on. We're going to wait for the channel to come back up there. We're going to see what is going on with everybody. Everybody seems to be just so complacent, just bored. Like, is life really that dull now? That when you have your spiritual awakening, things just kind of don't kind of reiterate, a sense of meaning. It really brought me to a brick wall. It did. So we'll see what the mountains and the energies have for us. What is going on with our spirit energies? Why are our spirit energies so complacent for me? Okay, so let's pull a card. We'll wait for cut the cards and give it a shuffle. Yep. Let's see what cards come out for us today. What's happening for our spirit guides and energies? What are the answers that we're seeking? Give that 2. Okay, so now, 7 of Pentacles and the 2 of Cups. Wow, somebody is definitely moving forward with a relationship. Very, the time that you spend pondering that relationship and trying to make it the best that you can actually introduce it to, or take the nerve to be able to have the nerve to go and ask this person on a date. There's an instant connection between the two of you. You guys intellectually compatible. Um, so it's great connection. And, so this person that's wondering how, when, why, or where, has finally figured it out. He's just going to go for it. So instead of pondering over his Seven of Pentacles, he's going to take action and go meet with this person that, he either found out that likes him, or that he found out himself that likes her. This could be the male energy that she's been, maybe calling forward to her, that has received his message as to his calling. So a meeting of the minds, a very intellectual centered person. And you have Temperance that's in reverse. She's not going to get involved. She's like, I'm out. I don't need to be on this one. This case can be on its own. But she'll stick around just to see. She'll keep an eye out. She's going to keep an eye out. See if make sure she's not required. So she's able to do that once in a while, just kind of hang out and check out things and be a fly on the wall kind of energy. We love Temperance when she shows up, don't we, everybody? Don't we love her? Don't we love the fact that she's there majority of the time, mingling and, intermingling with everything and parts of people's lives? She likes to, kind of stir it up a bit. She likes to stir up the energy a bit. Just get it moving, right? That's what she likes to do. She likes to be a little bit, how do you say, she's a little conniving. She's conniving. She's sneaky. She's, she'll get you before you even see it coming. You know what I mean? She'll already see what's going on with your energy, right? So let's see what Temperance is going to deliver. What other energies are going to come through? The Ten of Swords. So the Ten of Swords, Temperance is going to probably deliver this Ten of Swords because it's time for you to get moving. All right? It's time to get, over this person or persons that you're still questioning and get a move on, because, you're going to miss your chance. Your opportunity is fast approaching. You have the Ten of Wands, and, in order for you to travel further, you really have to let go of some of the swords that you're, have currently been thrown at you. You don't want to deal with those people anymore. You want to be more balanced, more into the creating of your own life. You don't want others to be, mingling in it that you've already cut your ties with the Ten of Swords. But you want to be on the up and up with this person that you're coming together with in this union. Or that she has been requesting for your attendance in her life, as it would be. And maybe this Seven of Pentacles is somebody that from her past that is still connected to her, that, still thinks about her often. So definitely this person that you're looking at, the female in the masculine and the masculine in the female energy, opposite energies. Somebody got confused on that yesterday. It's a lot about feeling the other energy and being whole as one with your divine masculine, divine feminine, half and half. You know what I mean? Your yin, your yang, all have to be in alignment. As does his. He has to experience the female emotions and understand them for a better connection with a female source. You know what I mean? So it creates more balance and more, understanding within the actual relationship, that so many people don't really have currently with relationships that they're currently entering into. They don't have a lot of understanding, or with partners that just don't get them, or just don't even want to try to, make it work. They just are just becoming just whatever energy. They could care less, stay or go. So that energy has to be straightened out to understand what it's like to feel like a female and what it feels like to be a man, and the power, the control that you have when you become a masculine. But combining them too with the ornery, how do you say it? With the ornery, I can't say the word, ornery, or I can't say, I get tongue-tied. I'm not gonna try, the bothersome, maybe that's a better word, I don't know. But the ornery one, learning to take control of the emotions. That you're not going to, be as cruel, but to be able to have the two together, intermingling within yourself, it brings more balance, more understanding, more clarity when you enter into a relationship with someone else, because you can have a feeling of what they're going through and be an empathic person to their spirituality, which will also help guide them. We become intermingled with our partners, and some of us we've decided that we're going to stick it out. Even though you have sometimes the worst moments of your life within the relationship, it's a point that you get to grow from that experience that you're having, or the argument that you had. You get to grow and learn from that and say, no, I didn't really like that when that happened to me, but how can I change? And being communicative with your soul, with your personal self first, and being honest, saying that you do need help, or acknowledging that you shouldn't be treating people a certain way. When you have the duality, you'll have little arguments, internal matters become more prevalent in your life, that you're starting to have manifest for you, in regards to that, and learning from them. Don't stop learning, don't stop moving, don't stop, just don't stop living. Still live and enjoy it under a different idea, or a different, maybe the green lens glasses this time, so everything looks good. Go ahead, green, right? Rose colored glasses are red, not what you want to see. Okay? So just being on that note with yourself, then only then will the energy be able to flow properly. You're not trying to block it in a certain area of your chakras. You're feeling it in your throat, that you want to say something through your throat chakra that wants to become now vocalized. That's what happened with me, was I became more vocal when I started opening up my chakras and I got to my throat. And once I opened up my throat, that's when I got very, very voice. I used my voice a lot more than just stuffing it down. I started appreciating the gift that I had of a voice that I can speak with on my behalf, right? So that's what a lot of people are trying to open up said chakras for, your root chakra. You just open them all. Save yourself the time and the strength that it's going to take and take you through. But if you're realizing that you have blockage, say in your heart, so you could be suffering from a broken heart you haven't healed from, or your root chakra, you haven't done your grounding, and you haven't learned how to do proper grounding with your root chakra that needs to be grounded and tethered to the ground. Right? There's a technique to that, to ground yourself, so you're not released from this energy. Right? You're still connected to the main source of energy, which is the earth. Right? You're grounded. Your gravitational pull is to the earth that you're so-called walking on. And some people just don't even see it for that. If everybody took one plant, one tree, and replanted it, do you know how much greenery we would actually find on this planet? It makes you think about it twice. All these houses that people are, having babies that are, for, whatever reason, people are having big families move together. We're letting, and we're losing the vegetation around where I live. We have a conservative, a conservation area of, it's called green timbers. And it's the only place left around my area that actually you can get and feel the difference in the air you breathe. It's bizarre. I never noticed it until I actually started walking through that sanctuary of a park that we gave. They have a little man-made pond with fish in it. They put fish in every year for people to fish from. And when we were having the forest fire last year, I felt like I couldn't breathe. Like my chest was really heavy and I couldn't, breathe very well. Then when I got near the forest, it was like I was breathing crisp, clean air. Like it was just phenomenal, the experience that I could have just from a breathing experience. And so that's what I mean. You become more aware of things. And sometimes it's not a good thing. Just give you the heads up. It's not always a good thing, but it's better to know the truth than to be having it sugar-coated anyway. So that's what I feel, that you're definitely, the person that you're definitely traveling towards, because we have Temperance in the middle, and she's just kind of, winging the energy wherever she wants. She's kind of funny that way. She's a very, hoity-toity kind of girl. I don't know. She's funny. I think she's just, coy as hell. I think she's just got her thing on. She know how to move that thing. Sorry for the funny face, whatever. But yeah, so the Two of Cups is up in the far corner, and then right below it is the gentleman that's coming towards you with, gifts and truths and, techniques, and, he's coming to a town near you. But he's on his way. He's making the travel. He's making the journey, and he's got quite a few wands there that he's been, packing around for quite some time. It probably is getting a little heavy. He wants to put it down and let it rest for a while. You know what I mean? He wants to be able to unload somewhere and just be able to be free from the load. You know what I mean? But he's still going. He's still moving with the load that he has, and he's still moving forward, the best that he knows how. Bottom of the deck for this reading is the Ace of Wands. So we had this card again yesterday, unraveling the truth, the beauty within that needs to be seen, right? The transformation from, what you were before, the little caterpillar, into an amazing person. The transformation of said butterfly made it more beautiful, more appreciated. When your eyes are open and you see the transformation that's happening, you become so aware, and you're mesmerized by the butterfly that's flying around in your yard, or lack of. We aren't supposed to get these butterflies this far north, but we had them last summer. Last summer we had monarch butterflies in our garden. I've never ever seen a monarch come this far. So there's something going on, I think, with the California fires that are really affecting the migration of a lot of animals coming out, right? Being caught in the forest fires, and especially the forest fires here in BC. A lot of the animals' homes were destroyed, had nothing to go back to, just like as if a human had it lost and destroyed. You're devastated, you just kind of get in that mood of like, oh shit, now what? So you immediately start rebuilding. Start rebuilding as soon as you get a chance. Start rebuilding. You'll be grateful that you did. Spirituality is a great place to start, and it's the only one that I feel that I have to answer to at this point in my life is me, and possibly my partner. You know what I mean? I don't ask for a whole lot. I don't have any more expectations from anybody anymore, because that's gone right out the window. People say they're going to do things, don't do them. Don't come onto my channel and say you're going to, and then not do it. And that's why I get caught up in that venting thing, because people, for every dime that, or even $1 for every time somebody told me that they were going to make a donation, or that their donation, that the reading was worth a donation, for the amount of people, I would have at least $700 in my PayPal account, if that was to be, accurate. For the amount of people that I've done reading for, at least $1 for each reading that I've done, probably over 700 of them. I should have $700 at least in my account. At least. Yeah. It's a bunch of bullshit. People feed you the bull. So that's why I did that one reading. That was just an overall kind of situational. If you want a further reading in depth, gotta pay for it. Sorry, like everybody else. And that's just the way it is. I was told last night by my spirit guides that I need to do what is best for me. I have to look out for me first. And I am. No more looking out for anybody else but me now. Because you guys got, how many YouTubers do you want to go and see? Go ahead. Get it for free. Go somewhere else, get it for free. I don't care. I know what my work is valued at, and I know that I can do my readings properly, and I know I get them on point every time. So you know what? Until the day that I don't get them on point, then I'll talk to you all about it. All right? But in the meantime, people say you donate. Or don't bother coming around. I don't need it. I don't want it. Because it's my channel, and I do what I want on my channel. So there you go. Thank you, Spirit. I did it. So now we're going to let the spirits tell you. You can hear them actually now. And they'll tell you the exact same thing. Oh, and look at, there's a big rocky cliff right on my screensaver. So here you go. Here you can listen to spirit guides, and they can tell you all you want. Hey, look at that little guy on the fucking rock. There's like a little dude, and the rock's like massive. And there's a little guy on the side of it. Like, holy shit, buddy. That's nuts. I wish I could show you guys. It's too cool. Actually, I can. Okay, let's try this. I'm going to show you what this silly guy is doing. Okay, so here. See? There's a big rock. You see that? There's a huge rock. And then you see him, the little tiny guy down there. Isn't that cool? That's funny. I think it's a cute little guy. Like a little minion trying to climb his way to the top, right? Silly. Alright, so let's, Alright. Okay, so I can't even see what you guys write down there. Sorry. I'm trying to read it, and it's like impossible. So you're skeptical. I kind of fear that you are saying something that you're being skeptical about this whole experience. I wish you to have my experience. I'll send my experience all over to you, and you can experience it for 5 years, and then tell me if you experience being skeptic or not. I'll turn it off a bit. Hang on. Tell you anything at this point? I would like to hear it from you guys at this point.
Curious. Describes what happened.
Wait.
What?
It's been a happy one.
Okay, they can't do.
Okay. I'm just gonna close the window or the door.
With a favorite.
10 yards ahead.
Alright, where's my energies? Where are you all? Time to come and play.
The distance is real.
Where's my energies? Oh, there's nobody here. Alright, so nobody's here. Oh well. Guess we'll just have fun with you guys without anybody being here. So 8 of what? Only 8. Okay. Let's see.
Price became almost.
So what's your name only? Who's only? Who?
But hello, Brett.
No, that tonight.
Tonight will be glorified with what? Nothing glorifying in this world anymore. You should know that by now.
Media at
Spirits and dancing.
Spirits and dancing. Hey, well, let's go. I'm game. Let's go spirit dancing. Sounds good to me. Spirits and dancing. That could be an interesting experience. Ambulatory. No, not ambulatory. I'm good. Don't need to pick me up in no ambulance with no lights on. Did you guys know that when an ambulance drives by and it has its lights on and no siren, that it's a person that's actually dead going to the morgue or being taken? Ambulatory. I mean somebody going in an ambulance with just lights on. That's how you know that somebody in that ambulance is dead. That's what they do. They have no lights, or they have their lights on with no sirens.
To sweep the outside.
That's what they mean by ambulatory.
So you
Mind the things.
Turn.
you scramble.
For it is not.
Shall enough.
Care. Turn around and care. Okay, I guess I have to do that, right? Care. Have to have feelings of caring.
I guess look them out.
And not despair.
I don't ask for very much in my life. But I do ask for help once in a while when I seriously need it. Most times nothing ever comes my way anyway. I take what I can when I get it.
Man, if unlikely.
Oh well, it's to each their own, I guess. Room. What? The energies live in my bedroom and I get kind of freaked out with the shadow people being in there? Yeah, so I can sound more crazy? Does that make sense? I didn't sleep in my room for almost 2 months. Big deal. Dark energy is in there.
Nearly a foot.
Radiation of awesome.
Where the sun shines thick.
So why is this one happening?
For the stage, they would be.
So there you go. So it's in the background.
Sleep well. They're my bed.
Walk according.
I don't sleep well in my room.
I do.
I know. I don't know why it is, but I don't dream in that room. I don't get any visuals in that room that I remember. It's like a vague memory, almost like you've been like hit with like a sleeping drug.
But the
You know that, what do they
It's
call?
curved about him.
Date rape drug, that MXB or whatever it is. I don't know what it is, but it feels like that sometimes. I'm feeling like I've been kind of pilled or something. So yeah.
Please God.
Now been missing.
I'm fluttered and moved about.
So yeah, so who knows? Let's put him up. So Trace. Trace what?
Leaves of white.
Traces of white. White what?
To my room.
For reader.
I don't know. I'll let you decide, Madeline. Should we pull cards again, people? Okay, well, we'll do the reading again. We'll do another one. Just for Madeline. We're going to take her energy now and give her a message. We're going to find out what's going on, what questions she needs answered in her life that she's, confused about.
To be conformed.
Okay, so this is for you, Madeline and Jay. I'm going to pull the cards that are necessary to pull jump cards only. We'll see what's going on for you. We'll blow her mind like we do everybody else that happens to pop in here.
Eve will live.
All right, here we go. Okay, you guys ready? My spirit energies and guides ready to roll for this reading for Madeline J.
Because you're replicable.
We're going to do Madeline J's, okay? There's one.
Suffer with it.
I don't suffer with anybody. I suffer on my own, thanks. All right, so what do we got here for Madeline J? One more card, please, Spirit. Thank you. Oh, something's coming to an end. People are pointing you in the direction that you should be going, even though you don't see anything happening
No horsemen.
for you in the present moment, but there is things that are going to be coming towards you. You had the Eight of Wands, people offering you guidance, direction, but you didn't see the direction that they were offering it to you. You still don't, but they can see it. This could be your guides pointing you in a direction for you to understand your spirituality and what position you want to be, on. When people are telling you and guiding you in a direction, you're being stubborn. This could be Taurus energy, the stubbornness coming out and saying, no, there's nothing even there, so I'm not going to believe in it. Right? Doesn't show me anything. People are showing you, and you refuse to see it. You're refusing to actually tune into what people are pointing you in the direction of. And then you get the Ten of Swords. So this is the ending. People are trying to point you in a direction of ending a cycle with somebody or something. You're refusing to, so, universe will end up coming at you and showing it to you now. Okay? That maybe you'll open your eyes to see what everybody else is seeing and being less skeptical about it. Ten of Swords. All right. So let's see what messages for this Ten of Swords just meant. We got a cross. So pull on your religious strings. Okay. A cross just came in formation on my table.
Strong to sweep the out.
Right. Pull on that. The cross might be the one thing that you have faithfully kept to, which is your protector. And then we have the sword. You're choosing things to have a battle over. Okay, you're ready to have a row with somebody, a debate, or an expression of being able to show your strength and everything, which it doesn't have to be worried about what strength you have against my strength. We're not having a pissing contest. We're not having any intellectual conversation happening.
That had only a couple of glasses.
Well, you had a couple of glasses of what? I haven't even had a glass yet. So you don't have to prove your strength to anybody. Okay, so long as you understand why you're being put into a position of strength and standing on your own 2 feet, there's a reason behind that. People are getting tired of hearing it, so they aren't going to, even intermingle with it. They don't want it. They don't want to have to deal with drama. They don't want you to be dealing with the drama anymore. But you're willing to take that challenge. So go, either you're going to go to the left and deal with the drama, or you're going to go right and you're going to say, fuck the drama. I'd rather have a peaceful, moment. Don't be instigating things and bringing them towards you, for one. Right? So you're going to take the left or you're going to take the right. Which one's going to be the easiest one that you can get out of? Probably take the left. You'll have more, excitement on the journey. Take the right. It's going to be reflecting on yourself and drama. Thank you. Drama. Okay? So take your drama or don't take the drama. Your choice, left or right. It's not hard to decide unless you're having a hard time figuring that out for yourself and seeing exactly what you're portraying to others. Okay?
Troops over there, we.
Right? So, are you going to be the one that is unraveling? To have to prove witch? Yes, I can be a witch or a bitch, whatever you want. Or you can have, the end all be all, where everything is coming undone for you. And, the butterfly is here to show you that there is a brighter future. There is a more positive way to deal with things than becoming unraveled in front of people. Gain your composure, stand up for your life, and start acting true to yourself and not be such a closed-minded person in a community that has an open mind. Okay, you can't damper the spirits of this community or this channel. So you can try all you want by saying that you're a skeptic, but I can tell you right now, you are going to end up getting unraveled, and people are going to see that and they're going to draw on that. So that's your choice, what you want to do with it. Okay. It's all your energy. You either want to move in the direction of closure, or you're, there's a gentleman coming through with a pentacle to prove you that this reality is as it is. And that's all it is.
1983.
Right.
Restrictions.
Well, on the deck for you is the Fool. So start. It's a starting point for you now. Do you want to take the starting point, or do you want to just sweep it on the carpet like it don't happen and nothing happens for you? Have you ever tried to start with this and see what it does for you spiritually? If it gives you more easiness, more accountability to yourself, mind you, but maybe that's where we're lacking, is we don't hold anybody accountable, and we should start holding people accountable for their own actions. And that's your choice. You have the Fool card here giving you a choice. Do you want to go left or right? Make your choice. The Fool will just go. The Fool will follow wherever. Right? It's your choice, not mine. I just give you options. Give you a little bit of direction and understanding as to where you want to go, left or right.
Why?
You know what I mean? So, yeah. You're most welcome, Alexandria. You're more than welcome, honey. That's why I'm here, to give you guidance. Give you guidance and allow you to make your own free will choice. Okay, before you have to hit that big bump that you can't get over, right? I don't have it set up yet. I don't have enough viewers on my thing, but you can. Daisy could put the link in my of my PayPal account that you can put a super chat there and see, donations can be made to my PayPal account instead. Okay, and thank you very much if that helps. I don't have super chat yet. I got a little ways to go to get my super chat going yet, so I'm well on my way, but I'm working on it. I work hard at what I do. I don't stop until I'm asked to stop. So yeah, so you're the Queen of Swords, expecting everything to be handed to you, Madeline. But it's in upside down now, because you don't even understand what's what now. Everything just kind of flipped on you. You have the Five of Swords, you have the energy. What are you going to do with them? Queen of Swords is sitting there below the what is it, the Page of Swords, below the Page of Swords, and she's in reverse. She's not into the drama. She's not into all this gimme energy. Okay. She's extended herself enough to help you on the path, and she's becoming withdrawn now. So this could be your energy, or your spiritual energy is withdrawing from you. Situations people are withdrawing from you. It could be because of the temperament, or the being indecisive, but coming across as knowing what you're doing or knowing what you want. When you're still kind of in a hurt feeling, you could have been traumatized in a relationship recently that has really done you over. This could very well be that you're not going to extend yourself as a Queen of Swords to anybody anymore. You've become very closed off to situations and people, places, and things. And somebody is coming to offer you a peace offering. Okay, this is what I feel this is gentleman's coming in for, is to offer the peace offering for the disturbance in your life, or things happening and you having no control over it or understanding of it. Oh, we got one that flew right out there. Hang on.
Before we begin.
Oh, and look at that. Change your view. Like I said, if you change your view and you actually, work from a more spiritual based understanding to help you understand that you have the Two of Cups. Somebody's going to come forward and make an offer to you if you choose it to be spiritual or not. Okay.
Lumley's fine.
You are spiritual? I'm glad you are, because you wouldn't be here if you weren't. So there you go. So the Two of Cups. Is this what you're playing towards, or never even had a thought of it happening to you? Right?
And the phony.
It's going to happen. Somebody's going to make an offer to you, but you won't be ready for it. Unless you start doing your spiritual work and getting in touch with yourself, your feelings, emotions, to be able to make a good judgment call. Okay? Because I even have healing that I still have to do, and sometimes I don't make the best judgment call when it comes to my own personal space. But, who am I? I'm just taking care of my life and being of a source for your life and give you some guidance, right?
Objective the same.
Yeah, the objective's still the same.
And some village whip.
Okay, so that's what I have for you. You are going to end up having an offer come to you that's going to make you, and this is how it's going to end up, is you're going to be shocked you're going to come back and say, what the hell? How did that happen? Just like Alexandria did. You know, I give people options. I give them guidance. If you don't believe in it, then I don't know, maybe you should find something else to watch if you don't want to see the accuracy happening before your eyes. It's not a magic trick. It's reality. Right? It is a reality. So there you go. There you go, Alexandria. Thanks for the support, girl. Grateful that you're here. Glad you came hang out with us. Even if it's just to have a chat with us and just kind of see the readings that come out. You know, we can all take a bit of information from every message that we get, and we can apply it in our lives, or we can't. You know, but we all try to do the best that we can, and getting in tune with ourselves. And when you do actually have that experience, and you actually become the masculine and feminine energy all in one, it's an experience you'll never forget. You'll never forget it. You know. But I can stand on my own. That's the masculine. Standing my ground, being strength for myself, right? I can stand up and be, you know, honorable with my masculine energy. Or I can pull on my feminine energy and say, I need help. You know, the emotions, you know, keep the two in balance, right? The ego is the male. The feminine is the heart. Ego is the brain. You know, they have a set plan. Don't deviate from the course, and that's why sometimes it gets very emotional for guys, you know, that kind of get combobulated. I don't know what that word means, combobulated. Do you think I'll be triumphant? As long as you keep moving forward with happiness and peace of mind, Alexandria, and just being careful of who you interact with, I think you'll be okay. I think you'll be just fine. But, you know, sometimes you have to check in, right? So... Right. Oh, they're playing the trumpet. Did you hear that? They played the trumpet. Good answer, Emmy. But I do. You know, you don't have to be triumphant over anybody, just over yourself. Don't attach yourself to anybody else's energy. You have to just come through on your own part first, and just be grateful that your life is moving in a direction that you feel more positive happening. You know, and I'm very, very happy. You know, that things are working, you know, in the favor of you, right? Thank you. Logic and emotions, that's what it's called. Male, masculine, female, male is logic and feminine is emotions. And when you experience the two of them coming together, it is a bizarre feeling. Like, even still, it's like I'm a third person being outside my body sometimes when the intermingling and the masculine and feminine kind of get into a row with each other in my internal self, right? It can be, you know, be hard. But it's just them, you know, putting each other through certain situations through meditation that you can experience as the two intermingle. You can feel like you're almost like a third person outside your body going, okay, when is this going to end? You know, being a third person in your own experiences is a messed up feeling. It is. But sometimes it's what's required to find the balance within. That's what they're trying to do. Feminine is trying to balance out the male, and the male is trying to balance out the female, and sometimes it takes a while, you know, to let those gauges and everything kind of feed into each other. To understand that we're all working on the same internal mess that we've created most of our life, right? The internal mess now has to be cleared. And it can't be done if you're going to sit there with a closed mind on it. You have to be very open for yourself to be able to heal the energy, to be able to hear the energy coming forward for you. You know what I mean? Having to be in tune with your energy. You know, meditation helps you tune into your spiritual energy. It'd be nice to see what people are meditating, what happens with a meditation cycle. You know, let's start the channel, start talking about meditation. What messages have you guys been receiving with you doing meditation, if you do any at all? You know, how many of you in the chat right now, or that are watching the channel, how many of you actually really wrote down what you're experiencing within your meditation, your visualization or lack of visualization? Not learning how to visualize yet might be something that somebody has a question about. There isn't anything that you can't ask me that I can have an answer for you within minutes for your sake, right? It doesn't hurt me anything. It just, sometimes when I'm doing more personal stuff, it does drain me faster, like a little, you know, recharge batteries. You know, I'm the same thing. After so long, it's going to get weak, and it's just going to, you know, give into, you know, the energy drain, right? But meditation is a very great way to ease your stresses. It's great for when you want to start tuning into yourself and the messages that are being given. You can start off a meditation with, how am I going to manage without so-and-so in my life, an ex, and it'll tell you exactly what you need to hear. It's yourself protecting your own self from your subconscious as well, right? Your subconscious is making decisions before you even know that you're making them, right?
With red pepper.
Because he's like, he wins, and I'm in the background like, what? What do you mean he wins? No, but there's no winning. It's called balancing, silly. Just live and have fun and smile and find the funny parts in anybody's conversation is just phenomenally funny. I'm sorry. But I always have to boost my energy back up by, the little emos you guys are putting in your messages, that tops the cake. That makes my day worth living. You know what I mean? I had to get my, there we go. He seems to have the perfect life. Do you think he really has a perfect life, or do you have the better one because he's your ex? If you're doing this because he's more materialistic than you, then start training yourself to be materialistic. Start creating for yourself, manifesting things. He does seem to have the perfect life because you're not there having to share the drama and everything else. He's portraying a false image of himself that way. If that makes any sense to you, when you're actually in a relationship with somebody, you don't see their true colors, but you see them when you're in the relationship for a long period of time. So, he may seem to have the perfect life, but I bet you probably 60% of it, he's having a hard time. But he's portraying that he's good because he's a masculine. That's what they're shown, not to show any emotion. Don't show anything. That's because you're not a man if you show it a weakness. So you got to think of it that way. That's what I mean when you're talking about the divine feminine and divine masculine. A lot of people a lot of men, I should say, don't want to touch on the divine feminine first. A lot of people are taking it as an external divine masculine energy is going to walk into your life. That could be it. But at the most part, it's your divine masculine being in tolerance with your divine feminine and being at one not at war with one, but a healing of one. Okay? So it's not about winning or losing. It's about the balance and finding and creating and being an assistant to somebody else that may be having a hard time, to help them, guide them into the direction that, is better suited for less stress. Maybe, direction is all, how do you say it? It's all conditional, right? You don't have to, or unconditional, sorry. It doesn't have any conditions on it as to where you have to go. You're driving the bus, just don't drive it into a brick wall while I'm on it, okay? That's the kind of energy that I experience. If you're going to drive your bus in chaos and all that, I'm off. Get me the fuck off, because I'm not here for the drama and the chaos. I want the balance and the peace of mind that I get from meditation. You know what I mean? It is instructions, how to operate a chaos bus. Is don't get on the bus in the first place. Don't want to drive it into a wall? Don't drive it into a wall. Go around.
What you are going to
Also, ourselves.
argues with your
Right? It's all right in front of you. If you choose to keep going backwards, you're never going to achieve any frontward movement. Never. Because you're always going back. Replaying. You only have to do a certain amount of work that way. But then you're even further behind people that have already been there and they're like way gone. You're staying too stagnant and worrying about everything that's already happened that you can't change. You have no ability to go back and change history. None whatsoever. You can cause more chaos in the forward movement now. If you'd like to continue that chaos, that's your choice. Or you could actually pull the person with you and say, listen, I came back to help you out. And, this might help you, it might not. And then take off. Like, you don't even need to be there for another person to actually have their awakening.
God.
God does it on his own.
It's indeed remarkable.
Yeah, it is indeed remarkable. Because I keep my word with God, and God keeps his word with me. And that's all I need to know. I don't have to ask questions. And that's the way it goes.
Are you,
Far away. Not
Oh, I see what you mean. Okay, sorry, I was misunderstood that. But you know what? He can have all the materialistic stuff that he wants. Okay, think of it this way: when you die, can your soul suitcase? Can you take anything with you in your soul backpack or your soul trunk in the car? You know, boom, boom, your soul car. Can you take anything in the pop some, stuff in the back of the trunk and be able to bring it with you when you die? There you go. You can't. So enjoy it while you have it. Stop worrying about everything that's already happened. Move forward with a better intention and a more guided way of living, and you'll see the differences in your life. You'll end up being prosperous in spirituality. You'll be prosperous financially. You know, if you want to be that, right? If these are things you want, but if you're still focusing your energy towards what he is representing to you now, you know that it's probably just a facade. Just remember, all the experiences that you had with that person, good or bad, because the bad you need to heal from. Now, those are the ones that you have to go back and look at and say, I don't want this person. I don't want to have to be in a relationship because now I remember why I left. Okay? And that's the experience. Okay? You don't want to have to experience things over and over and over again. This is not like, let's play our favorite song left, on the radio for the next 20 times it decides to play by itself, or do that repeat of one song only. When you've got like the whole rest of the CD to listen to, and you want to be stuck on the first track, you're going to be stuck on the first track. Well, everybody's already gone down to the end of the album and on to their next, journey in life. You know what I mean? Like, you're still stuck back at the beginning and going, well, I want him to be here. If he wanted to be there, he'd be there. He's just trying to probably upset you to get under your skin, to make you want him back under under an energy that really wouldn't be beneficial to either one of you. I wouldn't want to. I get a bad vibration from it. I don't. He's trying to manipulate you into believing that you're nothing. That he can do just fine without you. He's not being compassionate to the experience at all. He knows that he's manipulating the energy. He knows that he's manipulating the relationship that you both had at one point, but now no longer are part of. He could have all the friends in the world. He could own every single friend in the world, but is he going to take them all with him when he dies? No. He'll discard them as quick as he got them.
perhaps a mile.
And that's the energy that I feel just from your connection, is he'll discard you once he's finished with you. It's not someplace I want to be. Been there, done it. Don't want to do it again. Right? It's an action.
It's still around.
Take action on it. Be the best that you can be and iterate that right back. And then you'll see the shoe on the other foot will flip. And you won't even have to do anything. But even if he sees your Facebook, you taking these amazing pictures or laughing in pictures and having a good time with friends, you think he's not going to go and scope it out? I guarantee you, he's going to go and look through your Facebook and see you having a great time. And then he's going to sit back and go, what the fuck? How come I'm not part of this fun? You know what I mean? He'll get his reality check saying, oh, she's having more fun without me anyway. Then you're going to have the shoe on the other foot now, and he's going to sit back and he's going to go, whoa, how did that, where did she come from kind of energy? You know what I mean? He's going to be like dumbfounded about your spirituality and the happiness that you're letting go of, the residual energy of him being tied to you at all cost. Right? You got to just have the action and portray that back. Portray it back. Even if you're having the worst day of your life, throw some makeup on, do your hair up, take some pictures laughing, or hang out and just laugh. Like go and watch a YouTube. Exactly. Go watch the YouTube and watch the funny shows with the volume off and take pictures of yourself laughing, and he'll be wondering what the fuck is going on. How come she's having so much fun? When all you're doing is listening to cat videos and watching them on YouTube, and you're just having a good laugh. You know what I mean? Like, hello. It's not hard to make yourself look like you're having fun. Like, seriously, it's not. Throw on some, cartoon characters that, are funny on YouTube and just laugh. Have a good laugh. Envision him as, the Roadrunner. The cartoon where the wily wolf always tries to get the Roadrunner, but never does, never achieves it, and it's been going on forever. You're the Roadrunner. He's the coyote. Let him stay the coyote, and you be Roadrunner, and just zing, you're done. You know what I mean? Take off to the next one and automatically come to a stop when you think there's something that's going to be placed in front of you, right? And usually it'll land on the opposite person. The karma will end up landing on the person that sent it. Okay, that's why coyote always gets done in, because he's doing harm to others. That's why he gets nailed back with the rock, or, a piece of the cliff falling on top of him instead of Roadrunner. You're moving ahead in a proper direction, and the coyote's kind of sitting there, trying to be a wily coyote and sneaky and setting traps and setting situations up. You know what I mean? It's not something that Roadrunner's going to be a part of. So take your choice. You want the left, the right. You want Roadrunner. You want to be wily coyote. Make a choice. I'd like to be. Oh, you're shy. Well, don't be shy because I'll be coyote, and whoever wants to be wily, the Roadrunner, have fun. Right? Because I'm not going to compete. I'm not competing for anything. I'm just here as a guide. That's it. That's all I have.
I had. And to what?
I speak metaphorically a lot of times for that reason. I don't get involved in he said, she said conversation. I'll just give my direct point and see where this is going, and I can tell you exactly what's going to happen. Again, thank you. So if you want to call these energies people that just are talking out of a machine, they're quiet now because I'm quiet. I'm in control. I'm in control of my life. I'm in control of my situations. If people want to be involved, whether it be spirit or actual physical beings, that's no problem. I invite you to be part of my world. I do. I invite you to be part of the world and let you investigate and prove to yourself that, this is legit. Like, this is me. This is my world. This is what my life is. And this is how I enjoy my life, helping others. So, I don't know. It's hard to say. All right, so, what are you going to try now, Daisy? I got Daisy try it. Oh, man. Don't go off the cliff. Don't be the wily coyote. Whatever you do, don't be coyote. Okay, just be the Roadrunner. Safe and sound. I'm kidding.
At some time,
Oh. See, you guys is great. I read the comments and it's like you guys are all just laughing away, making yourselves laugh and have a good time. And that's what you need to remember. You always can have a good time. It doesn't matter that you have people physically in your surroundings, but you can have, distant communication with people like I do on my chats and have a good day. It's all about having the best day. And always start the day. I don't even have my coffee cup that I normally do. Always start the good day with a cup of coffee. But yeah, no, I come back. I have been very, my partner, his stepdad was in the hospital all last week, very sick. His hand had psoriasis so bad that his hands were like balloons, like he had like boxer mitts on and peeling, and it was just raw pink. His hands were just, so he was admitted to the hospital and not doing very well. He's out now. He's kind of getting a hold on it. He's out now, but it was kind of touch and go kind of situation where it was being taken to the extreme, and his stepdad didn't want to go to the hospital, didn't want to get checked out, but they called an ambulance that night and took him in. So he's home, safe and sound, but it's taking its toll. It is. He's like in his 70s, so we're amazed that he's still actually kicking, which is a good thing. But it's energy like that you want to be respectful of, offer guidance into making the transition a lot easier, and for people to understand that your existence here is just a moment, right? It's just a moment, something that you can reflect on at any given time and change your route. Do it before it gets too late. You can never be too late. You'll just move. You'll just continue on. One way or the other, you continue on, whether it be, alien. We don't know. We don't know if there's aliens out there. Is there aliens out there? They talk about it. My brother even came and told me a situation about one that happened just like blocks away from here, apparently. The guy ended up going and cutting through fire, like cable or a channeling fence with bolt cutters. Doesn't remember doing it. Showed up bloody. He had blood on the front of him. The officers went away to go and radio the information in, call for an ambulance. Next thing you know, they came back and he was clean. There was no blood, nothing on him at all. He just snapped his fingers. There was one time on a bus that I rode back and I was having a visualization moment where the guy had this shirt on and he had this one diagram of something in there. And I looked at it and it said one thing, okay? So say it said ABCD, right? That's what I saw. Then when I went to go back and look, it was like he morphed into a different lettering. Like it went to like XYZ to see if anybody would notice. You know what I mean? Like it was bizarre. And I was like, no, I was awake. I was watching. He didn't change. He couldn't have changed. How did he change the shirt? So parallel jumping, maybe, I don't know. But there was a different symbol on his shirt than what he stepped on the bus with, which was bizarre with my perception. Or I imagined that being there on him. I don't know. It blew something else for me to investigate when people try to change the outfits that they're wearing without even being seen. Bizarre, right? Bizarre.
Umbrella. Well,
Well, thanks, Daisy. We're hoping that we're in the process of actually possibly putting him into a retirement home. That somebody can actually look after him. Because he's needing a lot more care than like an average person that was getting old. Is definitely needing more care than what my partner's mom is willing to handle, unfortunately. But that's what happens. We start off in diapers, we go back to diapers, we go back to like basically having to be taken care of like we were when we were a baby. And that's the way I look at my life. Because it's true. It's you start off with people having to take care of you as a little newborn into this world, and then you grow, you experience, you have all your experiences, all that you want, and then at the end of the time that you're here, as you grow older, these things have to go and recycle now, go back into reverse mode, where people are getting dementia, Alzheimer's, losing their thoughts, just like when you're a baby, you don't have these thoughts, you don't communicate those thoughts, you don't understand that there's even a thought there, you're just, like a baby with a shell, no soul yet. Hasn't been implanted or imprinted on you yet. And you end up back elderly with everything that you learned from the beginning, and this is how you're leaving the world. This is how you do leave the world, and it's something that a lot of people can't accept. The view of, everything going reverse. And what are you going to do? You have to accept the fact that this is what's going to happen. We have to not fear it and actually embrace it and be able to make it a good experience as well. But being aware of that this is how it's going to end up. Regardless of whatever avenue you do take, you're going to end up in the hands of having someone caring for you. And that's why it's so important to look out for each other at this point, for each other, and help people guide so that, they don't have to feel alone. You know what I mean? They don't have to lose their memories. They don't have to lose anything when they die. Because you can take your memories with you, because it's your soul. This is what you're remembering. Right? So that's why I don't really fear death. I fear about my dignity being taken from me while I'm, if I end up with Alzheimer's or, having to be in an old folks home and somebody changing me because I can't control my fluids or whatever. I think that's the most, it's the most, most experience that devastates, I think, a person is that integrity that you've carried all along, and now it's being jeopardized because you've basically lost and handled everything. And you've lost. You're leaving. You're gradually decomposing from the situation of this life. And some of us have to have the illness to take us out. Some of us don't. Some people die of natural causes. Are they really natural, or is there something that happened just prior to them permanently going to sleep? I don't know. I don't have the answers to that instant that it goes from living to death. I don't have the answer to that. I'm still working on it. I don't want to have to worry about, my kids taking care of me, It's I just don't. I'm not ready to die. I'm not ready to go and leave this world. I've got too much to do. And being given chances by my higher self to be able to get it right. And I make damn sure I get it right. For sure. I don't want to be, going through Alzheimer's or dementia. I don't want to have to experience those losing memories of everybody before I go. It would suck. Right? Yeah, but my quest does come to an end at one point.
Subjective.
Right, so right, it's what everybody wants to know or is willing to accept the reality. Are you willing to accept the reality that's only years away of happening? Or are you,
In pain.
In pain because of the loss that you've already experienced? Right? Yeah, I've experienced having, spirit energy coming through. And it does. It's residual.
You said again.
It is definitely residual. I've got energies that
Path as well.
have been here with me, like the male and the female, the ones you hear normally on here, those are the main two that are currently here now, that are always here. They don't go anywhere. They're guardians.
It's midnight.
But hope
They offer, but the whole, they guide me, they tell me, things that I should know from my own journey, be a conduit for other people's messages, for them to have the better journey. Just stand my ground and do everything that is required of me while I'm here, and the actual full version of me, not just an energy after. But hopefully that people after I leave this world have the understanding that this is how things operate, and this is how you can make it better, or you can make it worse, or it's your call.
Orders of the state.
But we do not live with caterpillar.
Right?
Dignity to maintain.
Yeah, dignity maintained. See, and you're telling me that they just voices coming out of a box. It doesn't work that way, and I was very insulted at the fact that you would say it's just voices coming out of a box.
To locality, yeah.
We are. I think that's we.
Being with
So maybe now, who was it? Who was it was asking about that? That mandolin.
My notes. And
Right, so there you go. Mandolin, suspicious.
straight with
You can't be here and be suspicious, because they will tune in on you. They will. Right, so. It's all up to you how you want it to be played. There's a whole game waiting for you to play and enjoy. It's not about, winning the game. It's not about, who goes first at the game. It's about it's already started, and we're just catching up. If I would have been on point with all my experiences and followed through on them 3 years ago, I would be 3 years ahead of where I am now, for sure. But I didn't see it that way. I was too naive and too
my duty was in Paris.
into the way that I thought things
the
were.
thickness of the tree.
And it came and slapped me in the face and said, listen here, this is how it's going. You either get into a situation and make your life better, or you can sit back here at the start line and everybody else is gone. And you can stay here at the start line if you want. But we're not waiting for it. We're moving on. We're moving.
The means
We're
of
going.
something.
Where situations are changing. You can't remain physically in one place for long. So that's,
Left edges can
Yeah. Roger got you. Roger. I love them. I really do love them.
In the east and north. Actually,
Yeah, that's right. I remember that. That was, it's amazing. When I love having them on, even just throughout the day. Sometimes when I'm bored, I'll just have them on, and we'll be just carrying conversations while I clean the house. It's like they're sitting on my sofa. You know what I mean? Like, it's weird, but it's awesome. It's Lynn. Bled. Oh yeah, from one time when I was trying to take my own life, I lost over 1.5 pints of blood from cutting.
you're not sleeping. Grab your gun.
an option.
And I bled out a good amount of blood when I tried to cut when I was in my 20s. I really didn't want to be here. I had no reason to want to stay around. Everything just was falling apart, and I didn't have anybody to support me because I was living here in BC, and nobody to be supportive. But my small children were around, and it was an experience that I'll never do again. Never do it because you're in love with someone.
Each other and not frightened.
straight on.
It's a hard place to be sometimes. It is. I'm not saying that life is easy. Life is complicated, and that's being honest. It's complicated, but it's up to you to uncomplicate it. If you want it to be less chaotic, then it's up to you to make it less chaotic. Not up to anybody else but you. Because me sitting here looking at you through a screen now I'm looking at a different perspective. You're looking at my perspective of what it's like in my realm right now, as I can't even see into your realm right now because I'm not opening it.
To meet the end of me.
I mean, you can sit and visually have me part of you, despite sitting here on a little screen on your phone or your computer. That's the most that I see of my life.
It's a clear dream.
You know, there isn't anything beyond this apartment of mine that I want to view. It's sad. It's a very sad world out there, and I don't like allowing my emotions to show when I'm externally in my house. Right? People just kind of think that you're insane or you're losing your mind, and it can cost you a lot of problems. Trust me, I've been caused. It's caused me a lot of problems just by being more open about, experiences of, different things happening.
Force meat is
Right.
of course late.
But
The leaves
But I work with it. I don't stop just because one person doesn't agree with it. And I don't stop because you may have a different perspective of it. That's fine, you're allowed to. My perspective is given to me through a channeled message. Or the spirit's getting, involved in saying, listen, this is where it's supposed to be going. Don't go down this way because it's not worth it. It's not going to help. It's not going to benefit a person to go down.
debtors.
Yeah, it's a past. It's debtors. It's done. You can't change it. It's done. If we could all go back to the beginning, I would say probably 3/4 of the earth would want to go back to the beginning and try over. Go for another run at this.
Right away.
If I was to keep my memories and take this journey again, I would definitely know how to maneuver it for me to be happy in it, right? Definitely. I would take a chance at rewriting my history. If I had the opportunity to come back and change it from the day that I walked into that hospital because of the energies around me, I'm the bridge from here to the spiritual part. That's what they want me to be, is a bridge from the physical plane to the spiritual plane. Because I've been the bridge for a long time. For the last 4 or 5 years, I've been a bridge. Right? Talking about the time that all of a sudden my partner goes out on a bike ride to go get smokes from the corner store. I get a message through the Bible, opened it up, and it was about certain parts of my life that were parallel to exactly the words, but just different experience. The name has changed. Only the name changed within the text of that book. It was my name and my partner's name. And everybody that was involved in my life was taking on an AKA alias as, Joshua or, whatever, whoever's meaning in the book. I read through the lines and it was weird because that night, the RCMP showed up at my door, took me to the hospital, and there was a gentleman that was shot 3 blocks away from my house. And I had said he couldn't kill me. I was in trance state when the cops were standing at my doorway. And I was in a trance telling them exactly what I was seeing. A young man was losing his life, and nobody was there to help him. Nobody was there to guide him and look out for him, that he lost his life. He was shot. And that's why be careful of who you hang with, be careful of who's got your back, because they might not have your back if it's going to jeopardize them. They won't have your back. So take notice of that. I couldn't do anything. I was too far away. I was also placed in, the back of the cop car and told him to listen to the music. And I explained it to him, and they both looked at each other with their mouths dropped wide open. And they went, whoa, what the fuck is going on here? And they took me to the hospital. I was out not even 3 hours later. But it was an experience that even those cops, I'm sure, reiterate back in their mind of the words that were coming through the radio. It was something else. They were shocked. Definitely shocked. There's been times where I've gone and put the radio on after I've done readings on here. And I did that, I think, with, there's a twist.
And in like manner.
Twist.
I don't like having to channel energy that's about to lose their life. It scared the shit out of me that time. And I almost walked away from doing any of this work because I wasn't ready for that. I didn't know how to react to that. I didn't know how to respond to anything to that would be understood by anybody. But somebody from the spiritual community would understand it. Especially from that. That's what they're saying, especially. So my guides are here. They look out for me. They direct me.
Far away, the line.
I never question them. I may ask them why. Do I have to take it this way? Because I didn't listen the first time. This is my one do-over, and I've wasted majority of it on nothing.
Same questions.
Yeah, asking the same questions is what? Same thing over and over again. Am I going to stop hitting my head against the wall that's not going to change or move for me? Yes, it's time to stop. That's the way it goes. Sometimes you just have to step back and just walk away. But I'll never walk away and leave my guides alone. I'll never tell them that I have to be without them. Because they're important. They're just as important as me talking to you through this video and receiving the information as it is for me to receive the information from them.
That was just Toby.
Right? It doesn't stop. It doesn't stop for me. I don't get it to get it to stop. But you can look at it and, yeah, preacher. Preacher didn't even know what to say to me after I was done talking to him.
Sometimes cry.
He didn't like what he heard when I told him that it's just a farce. Religion is a farce. Not something that I need in my life. Not something that I'm going to have shoveled down my throat because it's said to have to be that way. It doesn't. I choose to walk away from that. Whole thing of the cultism in Mormon churches is very real. Men think that they are the hierarchy energy, and women have a secondary place as a servant to that man of the house. It don't work that way in this reality.
Petticoats under it.
Yeah, they'll wear the petticoats underneath, like, ooh, it's been that way for generations. And it stopped when I decided that I'm not going to be a slave to some man. I'm going to stand beside my man, never in front, never behind, never above or below, but right parallel with him.
All
And if he can't handle the equalness in a relationship, then he's not meant to be in that relationship. Because nobody's supposed to be subservient to any other person, especially to a man, and go through the traumatic abuse of being demoralized as a human being, let alone being female. It's a whole different aspect. Sorry, you won't get any sympathy here. So that's how it kind of goes. Amen. Thanks, Daisy. Oh, you guys are too funny. I love you guys. You guys are awesome. Amen. No religious talk in here. I'm kidding. But it feels good. It feels good to be able to have a little bit of freedom in my life. Not having to require posting on behalf of the church anymore. Like, I don't approve of their teachings. I don't. It took me a while to realize that, but it was Spirit that made me have to decide. I cannot sit and be on both sides of the fence and still be in the middle. I couldn't. I can't work that way. Afraid? Yeah, I was. In the beginning, I was afraid. I was afraid to do any of this. It would freak me out. It wasn't until my partner told me that he was seeing the same things going on in the house as me. Right? He was seeing the exact things that were happening, like shadow people showing up, popping up out of the floor, watching shadow energy run through my house. He saw it. And when you have a witness to that, it makes it even more real. And then you have other people come into your home that see the same thing. And it does not stop. It'll happen. If you're sitting on my couch, it'll happen to you. I have nothing to say, nothing to do with it. I didn't manipulate it for you to experience it. You'll experience it on your own. I had a guy here that's a friend of my partner's. I was at work and I said, nobody better be in my house that I don't approve of. He had somebody in that I gave shit because he was a conniving little shit. When I last seen him, I commanded that he never step foot in my house. So what happened was he stepped foot in my house. I was at work. 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It was like lightning struck me, and it was like, whoa, nobody better be at my house. Next thing you know, his lighter that he went to light in my house to have a smoke got swatted out of his hand, like smacked out of his hand. It flew across the living room floor. And his mouth dropped open. He says, I'm out of here. I'm gone. And he was like that, gone. He didn't like what he saw. He didn't realize it. I was serious about what I said the last time. I mean, damn sure he never stepped foot in my house again, and I did. So, when you have your power and you have your strengths working in favor of yourself, and you have attuned to that, things can be dramatically different for you. Dramatically, within minutes. within hours. Right? So
Exertion.
just be aware of that. Just be aware of what's going on. You got to really be paying attention sometimes in this life, more than you wish to give yourself credit for. But you can. I need,
What you did.
The country?
Hey, baby. My little princess. My little princess. He's gonna have a glass of pop here.
The casualty.
What are you doing, silly?
See.
Baby girl wants some treats? Does my baby girl want treats? Come on then. Hang on, you guys. I just gotta give my little girl a treat here. Come on, baby. Come get it.
Wait a second. But I don't understand.
There you are. You are so pretty.
The boss
So
doesn't-
huge. Okay, here. Treats. Treats. Here. Come on. There you go, baby girl.
As they say,
My little peanut. So, if there's anything else that you guys have questions about or anything in regards to me, my energies, or anything else you'd like to inquire about, private readings, email me at shamanemy323@gmail.com. So we can all be comfortable with where we are here on this channel. You don't have to feel that you're in trouble or anything. But I do have just one request is that you respect the energy. You respect the situations that are going on my channel. If something is bothering you or someone is, bothering you on the channel, please let me know. I'll deal with it as it comes. All right. What else? Count Dracula is sleeping. He's sleeping. So if you guys want to continue in talking or whatever, feel free. Some people.
I faced it.
Tell you that on the news.
Yeah, I don't even watch TV anymore. I have no use for TV. I haven't watched TV in 6 years. Oh, that's. Hang on a minute. What the hell?
If I killed anyone.
If you killed anyone, you're not supposed to be killing anybody as spirit. It's weird because it looks like right behind me there's like a shadow.
Which ran a breath. Who you little pen?
I think you first.
It's weird. Well, so I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to be of service to others and just grow, right? You can kill spirits as a spirit. I wouldn't know. I don't know how to answer that question because I don't feel that, the spirits that hang around me are ones that want to cause harm. Because I don't want to cause harm. I'm not going to. The intention, thank you. What is your intention towards me as a person is, I guess, would apply to the same universal law that you have on the spirit side, right? You'll get, condemned for whatever harm you're causing against others, and you'll pay the consequences for it. Obviously, universal law would still apply whether you're spirit or non-spirit.
It's very much built around.
To see about a client.
Right? So it's all how you want your afterlife to be. I don't go around harming people. I don't go around, dismantling their life or anything like that. I don't cause problems or headaches or drama. I offer you the truth of what's going on within your soul, with your life, with, what your afterlife is going to be like. It's your choice. What you so do in this time is going to reiterate where you're going to spend your time or how you might spend it. Right? So it's all depending on how you want to experience the rest of it. And how you want to go across the other side is up to you. But to have an understanding of what to expect when you hit the other side, that's a whole different avenue that you have to actually work through yourself. I've seen what my life is going to be like after. I got to experience it for a brief moment, but I wasn't finished doing my work down here on earth. For people to be able to have crossed that bridge into a peaceful, fun time that you paid your dues to get there, energy, and for any.
Feverish haste.
Weird. I was hearing like a tick, 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 tick sound. Sorry. Bizarre. Is there an afterlife after the afterlife?
It was an hour late.
The way that I see it and the way it's been shown to me, there is definitely somewhere that you are going to end up that you need to understand before you get there. So meditation is very important to lean. It's definitely something that you need to experience on your own doing. So it has your information given to you. You're not picking it up off somebody else's energy. I don't meditate usually with people in the same room as me. I don't want to have their energy combining with mine. I usually will meditate in a room private to myself, and only me and myself are there, my energy of me. And then I will do meditation. I will never do it with another person in the room. You end up taking on their energy as well, and it's hard to cut that cord sometimes, right? So you always do it when you're, sacred to yourself. So everything is revolving around you at that time to give you the direction. All right, so we're going to pull a goddess card now. All right, we need like an overall view put into simple form for us. For a lot of people that are maybe still too complex in understanding, their life. All right. Oh, okay, so let's see what the goddess cards have to direct us with information for. We get a card from the goddesses, please. What direction or information is required by us on in this lifetime of ours? Okay, so this is the experiences that we're supposed to be working on. First one, her name is Bass, independence. Being independent yourself, allowing yourself to feel and experience, there you go, a whole new world. Right? A whole new world. So what she is coming forward to explain to you after this long conversation about it is to offer you guidance. Oh, these glasses are dirty. Hang on one sec, guys. There's interaction with the box that a lot of people are. All right, so what does it say here? Your independence. Your independence and foundation for your strength and success. Okay. Then we have Mary Magdalene coming through. The unconditional love of yourself and being unconditional to your spirit is the best way to operate. Having conditional love for people, regardless of what they have done in their life. We're not supposed to be the judges. We're not supposed to pass judgment on some other earthly being. If you're a religious person, you should know what I mean by that. I don't need to go to a church to tell me that, to, be compassionate towards people that may not have ever experienced it before. But to offer it, and be grateful that your independence is important to your soul to be able to move forward on its own. Taking every lesson that you've taken and apply just an independent own of your situation. If you need to own that experience, or you can let it go, one of the two. And to be unconditional when you're trying to either look internally to yourself, be unconditional as to what you find. Don't place any conditions on people. It's not fair to bind someone to not showing or being their full potential. Okay, it's important for everybody to reach the full potential that they are meant to reach. And we're here to guide them and push them in the direction of such energy. Right? Unconditional. Okay? So those are the two energies that you need to maybe spend some time focusing on, is the unconditional part of the relationships that you have currently in your life, and the ones that, are, kind of taking away from your independence, maybe it's time to maybe reevaluate those independence motions that you want to take and see who is the one that's kind of in the most, I guess, party reigning idea of energy towards your goals in life. And somebody is not being somebody is going to cause you problems when they see that you're very independent. They'll get jealous and envious that they can't do it, when all you have to do in result to that is not feed on the energy that they're portraying, is to turn around and say, listen, would you like to learn how to be an independent person in your life, that you can only have to be accountable for yourself, but to learn it so you don't have to have these dramatic episodes happening every time you break up with someone or somebody leaves your life. You know what I mean? It's an easy lesson to teach others. It's what we're here to teach each other. Yes. Not cheat the system. We're supposed to be working with the system to allow it to help.
Finish. I should be.
Even my spirit energies, sometimes I get into arguments with them and I don't want to listen to them. Sometimes there's days where I do, but they are understanding, because of the energy work that I have done, it takes a lot out, and I end up getting frustrated. I end up getting to the point where it's like, am I really doing anyone a benefit? What benefit is this offering to somebody? It's offering you a better, clearer, concise kind of energy that you need to focus on to make your path a lot more fun, or more of an acquired, not like an acquired taste, but it is at first. It's you kind of question it, and you end up getting the questions going, but then when you start getting those answers coming back, it's a bit much for the first timer. Like for people that don't deal with spirit energy, it can be kind of a real blow, and like it'll hit you and you'll be like, holy shit, it's real. It's very real. I'm sitting here with you guys with my box going, and they are exactly telling you in correlation to what I'm saying. They will give you the words and tell you what they are. I'm not fearful of it. I can't be fearful, right? I can't be fearful of the other side if I'm the bridge that is bringing these two parts together and understanding of each other. That's how we cohabitate. We're cohabitating with energy. We are energy. We're just more solid form of it, energy.
No horsemen,
right? There's no horseman. There's no, black knight. None of this shit's going to happen. And you just heard it from the spirit box. It's not going to happen. It's not going to be allowed to happen. So take what you will and put it into something that you can experience. Take it and run with it. See what comes out for you. Because a lot of people come back and they're just like totally amazed as to how direct it is. And that's my job. I get given, the Akashic records, whatever you want to call them, and whatever, it's like a wire, like a, beep, 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 like the SOS that people used to do on the telegraph. Push that little button and make, sounds, little click, click, clicks on making phone calls. What if the world came back to the sign, run like the coyote? No, you shouldn't be running like nothing should have to be running away from itself. The only thing that's going to force you to run away from yourself is fear. You have to stand and stare fear in the face in your meditations to get direction. Because you need to take control of those directions. That autopilot that you've been living on for who knows how long, it's time to take the steering wheel and drive your own damn bus. Just don't go and smash it into a wall. Take your time getting to your destination. If you have to reroute yourself to get around a brick wall instead of driving the bus into it, then take the route. Take the route around. You want me to turn up American? So, what is it going to be within your life? The choice is yours, left or right, up, down, however you want to perceive that. But you're going to have to go into it and find it. If you want to have a moment, some more direction in regards to this, email me. I'll walk you through it.
Chapter 8.
Thank you.
Breathing.
So it's great being able to share this with you guys. It's intimate information from myself, but it's because being said, and I'm allowing it to be put into a vocalization for other people that maybe catch this video and understand me as a spiritual being, and not to question why I'm, why I'm no longer a Mormon, why I'm no longer doing this, la 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 la. It's just, yeah, it's something that I just want to take with me, right? It's something that I want to take with me. I want to be able to take my memories. I want to be able to, leave here and leave something out there for whoever wants to figure it out from that point forward. By all means, do it. Start sharing your story. Start teaching people how to be that way, in a positive manner. Be direct. No sugarcoating. Be real, because if you're going to sugarcoat it and they don't get the result that they want, they're going to come back at you and say, "Listen, it's a bunch of bullshit. Nothing even happens." But I can tell you, when I don't sugarcoat it and I get direct messages, and people that are resonating with it have come back with a whole different perspective.
You seem somewhat
We ourselves.
breeding on this land.
What avenue do you want to take? Wisdom. Gain your wisdom while you have time to.
But received me.
Right. I take my wisdom every day like a pill. Yeah, I don't have, no, I wasn't actually reading the comments yet, but should I be? Because that one, actually, I saw that. Okay, hang on, let me post this way over here. Oh, there we go, okay. Is she reading comments? Okay, so could you please ask for reading just now? Just one simple question. Okay, so should I blow the pants off this one too? All right, so what's the question? Because here we go. I'm going to channel this one, and I'm going to channel it the best way that I know how, because this is Murphy's Law. Oh, Murphy. Where's Murphy when I need him? Murphy, come through, please.
I'm covered up.
Okay. What do you want to ask? No, seriously, back to seriousness. What do you want to ask? The floor is yours. How does the Bobby feel about me?
Jordan.
What is his intention? Anything romantic?
Like I pointed with it.
I don't think I need to pull cards on this one.
Whereby
Confinement.
If you have to ask a question, if you could change the question that you just asked me, what would you change it to? And why? This is open to anybody that wants to answer within the chat. Yes, I'm chief. I know I'm a chief. So now, in correlation to what we were just talking about to everybody else in chat, while I'm giving this information to Chrissy, is that Chrissy? I hope that's how I'm saying it right. This energy is very easy to pick up on. So how would you guys rephrase this, to benefit you? Because when you ask a question of the universe or information from the universe, it's going to give you what it's going to give you. Okay, so if this is correlation to a relationship that either you've had or you're looking to have, you want to manifest it, you should know his intentions. You should. As a man, if you're in touch with the divine masculine part of the whole situation and you're in tune with the masculine energy, you shouldn't even have to worry. You shouldn't even have to sit back and ask that question. If you're not going to grab the bull by the horns and direct yourself to this Bobby and ask him straight out yourself, there's really nothing that the universe is going to step in and do for you. If it's about pride, let your pride go. And that's what the spirits are saying. Pride? Is it pride that's keeping you from asking this person? Why is it so generalized that women still nowadays are too fearful of walking up to a guy, and if you don't want to answer, that's okay.
Truthful, beauty.
Exactly. That's why I would want to know as a neutral position, not as a direct action into the question, but Okay, well, you know what? If that's the way you're going to take it and not be here to hear the reason why, then forget it. I'm not even going to answer it either now because now it's just pointless.
Robbers. Witches, however, there's anti-war activity.
But who is?
Not right.
It doesn't matter if it's right or not. They don't care.
Towns or this my the outside edge. This action was called. And homemade trout.
Lots of the cloak against.
Is to have died?
Friday to
Good old butcher's cart.
door came and listened.
Okay. More than common.
Vukoslock.
The other creature. Our spirit.
I'm going to just do it because I'm going to draw the cards for her. And then if she happens to come back and view it, it's going to have the answer for her before she can even think twice. That's why I was quiet. I was listening to which way I was being drawn. So we're going to, I'll pull a card for her in regards to this Bobby character that she's after or is after her. But I believe that she's the one that's after him. She's definitely wanting intimate relationship with him. I do, and I can say that.
Those was not for me.
Okay. Sexual feeling between the two of them. She's gonna probably. I can't say that either. I can't say that, Spirit. I can't. That's not appropriate for the channel right now. That's not.
The righteous.
Not the right thing to be saying. Even though it's the truth. It's too personal for that one to come out. But I'm sure it'll come out. And when it does, when it comes in, it actually becomes something within the universal energy now. I'm not speaking it because, that's an unfortunate situation I would hate anybody to have to go through. Okay. All right. So.
Size.
Okay.
In the south.
So we're going to draw on this energy and we're going to find out for her. So if she happens to stick back by here, she can find it. Timestamp it, please.
He is not of
He is not of what? What do you think he's not of? Okay, so got 3 cards to the present. The 4 of Pentacles.
If so,
Or after
The
10
3
years
Pentacles.
howling all night.
Knows what it
People are you.
Heard wheels upon the road.
as whom he has.
First card up was the 4 of Pentacles.
The spirit.
He's well,
For the rest, he trusts.
he's, how do you say that? He's definitely worthy of energy to be channeled with him. He's an honorable person. He'll keep and respect you.
You're pleasant for me.
Yes, he'll remain pleasant.
The fields.
But there's a lot that he's holding on to right now that could jeopardize your situation or the relationship. It won't be based on actual neutral energy. I think it's going to have a lot of residual energy from his past coming in that he's not willing to sacrifice or leave at this point to create a better relationship with you. Old habits, old ways are staying true with him. That's one thing you should be aware of. Some of the habits that, have brought him to his position today is very well situated.
It's better.
I feel that he spends a lot of time by himself. He's a very, almost like a secluded person. Doesn't really intermingle with a lot of people. He likes to have his private time and be able to advance himself spiritually in that time that he has by himself. And with all that hard work that he has done to get to the point that he is now, is to be recognized. He's done all the work, and he knows how to make his life a little easier. He journals, he keeps an idea as to where he's headed with his energy, who is asking for it. So he's taking notes of things that people are doing. He's very observant person. And the mental notes he takes are, exactly how he's perceived them. Then at the end we have the King of Cups. Mr. Ego came from, a not well-known energy with this 4 Pentacles and the gentleman sitting on the doorstep. He's got a pentacle under each foot. He's got one under his bum, but he's holding on to one as well. So it could be the energy that he's being protective of himself, his core area, his heart, his internal self does not need to be hampered with. He's gone through enough, and he's barely getting by right now. But he takes each moment and tries to find the best of it that he can take from that experience. And he's very aware. He's aware of what's going on around. He's not blind. But he is becoming more secluded because of the energy that people are placing against him. But then you see this, with all the growth and everything and the hard work that he's going to put forward, he's going to end up becoming a king in his own right, in his own spiritual right. He's not going to need any. He's on rock, which means he's stable enough. This is a water sign that you are probably dealing with that has found his way to be able to maneuver the earth. What do you call it? To be able to land on Earth with an opportunity to not have to go back to where he came from, but able to adapt to the surroundings that he's moving to. Okay, so that means that he's trying to find his footing on this rocky edge to benefit him, but he's balancing it. He's actually balancing within that, and is going to go either way. He's either going to go back to the water and just go back to his natural self, or is he going to move forward and start developing himself to be a land-friendly energy? Not having to be a Scorpio or a crab or a fish or anything, but wants to take on more human, more in-depth feelings that he normally wouldn't, to be able to deal with feelings and his emotions and everything. So I'm feeling that, no matter how hard you try at this point, I don't think you're going to get a response from him at this point. He's trying to do his own growth spiritual and trying to understand situations and how they work for themselves. So maybe come across to him as being an understanding person that is going to lean an ear to him and to hear his story, to hear his questions. And even if you don't feel that you have the answers to them, just for him to be able to voice those and experience them with the universe is all that is required from him. Okay, so there isn't even a thought of a woman in his life. He's focusing on himself completely. He's not focusing on a relationship. He's not focusing on gaining a girlfriend or a partner. He's wanting to do this, and he's starting at a small area. He started small, but he's gained a lot of ground, and will continue to gain a lot of ground. Okay, he wants to be something that can survive on land, something that can survive in water. It can be adaptable to any situation that possibly he is thrown into. He will be able to adapt to it. Okay, so he's learning to adapt to society. He's learning to adapt to, different things that are going on in life for others. He's, stepping back and just focusing on his now. So I don't even see a female relationship in here. So like I was saying in regards to the question that she was asking, I would have, yeah, I already knew that. And I didn't even have to draw a card. Didn't have to. I already saw it coming. But, when he does end up becoming a king, she better be prepared to be a queen, and she better be doing the work that she's required as a queen to be able to stand beside a king. Not just some humble servant that's begging to be, put into a royal position without doing any hard work either spiritually. It's going to be a spiritual challenge is what it's going to be. And if you're not spiritually sound to stand next to a king, then don't even start, because you have to work a lot. You'll have to be, on the same level, spiritually, intellectually, physically. Everything has to be matching for you guys to actually have a relationship, step forward with the information that he's trying to work through on his own and balance. So if you're not balanced to the information and you're not balanced to him, there's not going to be an opportunity there. There won't be. The universe will not go and put a situation that is inevitably self-destructing, by putting two unfit energies together. It just doesn't work. Right? It'll burn out. So if you're not on the level playing field with a king of water, and you're the queen of water, if you're a Cancer, Pisces, or similar environmental, whether it be earth, air, wind, or fire, earth, wind, water, fire, whatever. But he's up for the challenge. He'll take on the challenge too when he gets there. He's opening to the situation. He's opening the energy to be able to flow towards him and check in. And then he's going to have to make his own decisions. But he's doing his homework. He's making sure he's looking at all aspects of certain things, whether it be, a relationship or a business sense that's coming through for him. But he does have assets to make things happen for him. Okay? There's definitely... he may end up even coming across as not being financially stable. This energy could be well on his way for stability financially. Not going to describe the situation any more than he's definitely in his own and he's able to move. And he will be on the lookout for something that's balanced to him. Not that's unbalanced. He doesn't want the unbalance. So it could be a Libra that you're talking to. Needs balance. Libras need balance in everything they do. Libra and balance is Libra energy. That's what I'm picking up is just a Libra. And it's maybe finding out that it's compatible with a water sign, or it's going to test the waters to see if it'll work. But he has a shell thing. He's on solid ground. He's balancing.
Entering the east.
Flash.
He's sitting there, inviting the energy towards him. He's open to all options. So, you're going to be too materialistic. It'll be too she will turn into an energy yeah, it's I don't know if it'll work. I can't say that I give my 100% guarantee on that one. But I think there'll be a lot of misunderstandings at first. I believe that, the conversations you'll have,
There's a gut.
situations that you're questioning yourself in. Maybe it's the energy you're bringing through with this relationship that is probably not needed. Just open yourself up to somebody and stop being so
To be revealed.
not up to your room. What the hell? You don't go up to your room. Or maybe that's your energy. Somebody's going up to the room anyway. Don't know what the room is. Don't ask me where the room is. Don't ask.
Know it all.
The same.
No, I don't know it all. I don't want to know it all. I don't want to hear what you're doing up there in that room either, please. But yeah, Chrissy, as far as that's concerned, he's an energy that'll find the time to play with you. You know what I mean? But he won't be respectful of, or expect anything more. But there might be, okay, I'm going to just say it. It's going to be a sexual relation with you, and that's it. That's it. That's all he's going to want. All he wants is a sexual relationship with someone. I couldn't say that before. I couldn't, but to not say it and let you go continue on trying to chase this energy down, it is just going to be a sexual connection. And it's not going to be anything more than that. It's just going to be sexual. And that's all. So, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but that's what I was told.
This trial.
That's what is going to happen. But I feel it'll be strictly sexual. The person hasn't left their ego mind yet. His mindset is still as an ego.
To my great delight.
Yes, I am still honoring your guys' from last night that I didn't get to. So, by all means, sure. I'll do yours, Finesse. That's not a problem. Just let me regroup here. I just drained myself of energy just recently. Yeah, so I can do this. I keep my word on people in readings. I didn't come back last night because I had something to eat, and I just started watching TV and got sidetracked. So I was really drained yesterday really fast. I didn't really look after myself. So how was your evening, though? Carmen Sanchez. Hey, Carmen. Nice to see you here. Welcome to the channel.
Of the flesh.
Okay, I have a general love reading. Okay. Okay, so Finesse, kid, you know that, the in-depth readings are by donation. Hopefully you remember that, but this one is going to be the one that I don't charge you, but from now on they're going to be, I'm going to have to bill you per reading. But I did promise you guys some free readings last night while we were on, and I will, acknowledge those. But anything further will have to be by donation after this one. So what's going on with Finesse Kids Connection? Which is stuck. Are you stuck? You're stuck because the cards aren't moving. That card not moving. No cards are sliding at all. Okay, so here we'll get it going again here. So we got 1, 2. So we're going to see what is in store for you with this energy that's, kind of revealing itself to you. More input on the relationship. More input on the relationship. Holy, a whole set of cards. Look at that. This whole section of cards right there just did like a double flip. Like it flipped and then it flipped again right away. They were reversed, like showing. Then they flipped back. It was like the group didn't know. It's not a group of cards. Alright, so let's see what's going on. I'll take a couple more cards. Spirit, please. Oh, I have cards that are turning around in here. What the heck? No flipping cards, you guys. I think so. There's something going on there for you. take the face out cards first. I'm gonna do one more outcome card, please. And the outcome. What's going on in this connection? Is there an outcome for this situation? If not, we'll move ahead with the outcome card. There's the outcome card. Okay. All right. Any malicious energies that are in here better be bouncing out real quick before I end up banning you completely.
Across the sesame.
Time to write some, burn some sage. Clockwise. You want me to go clockwise now, do you? I go backwards for a reason. To undo your energy. Alright, so we're gonna do a cleanse. There's some energies
Pictures of flesh.
that don't need to be here.
The stillness of
Foot.
I'm just cleaning. It's definitely in a good state of being. We're not getting any dark smoke, so a lot of the energy's been burnt off earlier. This was going and it was giving a lot of black and gray smoke.
Gracious
So-
to refute.
We have an all clear to. Oh, we got a little bit of black smoke. Why are we having a little bit of black smoke here?
I'm writing out this one.
Doesn't want to go out. Doesn't even want to go out with that.
By the gate.
Doesn't even want to go out. See? There, finally. Woohoo! It finally went out. Perfect. All right, so let's do a little smudge here.
Who claimed to be just
Well, and you.
5. Gone into
I want this to be good energy. No dark energies are welcome in my home or in my residence. Gone from behind me. No peeking. No blocking. Rewind.
What is the spirit?
Rewind. Do you want me to really rewind? No, we're not rewinding. We don't go backwards. We move forward. So you can go rewind on your own.
no sorts.
Okay. Got the outcome card. Take the upright ones first, and then we'll do the other ones second. Okay. So the first one is the Ten of Cups. Then you have the Knight of Pentacles. And we have the Nine of Swords. And you have the Eight of Swords. So wanting to go backwards, really bad. And then we have Temperance in the middle. And then the Four of Cups. Hangman. And then the Wheel of Fortune, or Wheel of the Year.
Wind shook the branch.
Well, to start off, I think this lesson that I can kind of oversee from the cards that are in front of me is that you're having to work from your own self. Like, you're needing, your energy is requiring to have answers that aren't available to you as of yet. That's what I'm getting. But there is going to be messages and people coming into your life that are going to help you to maneuver this energy of feeling trapped. So you've been restricted in all your life as to your thoughts, your beliefs, your energies that are being played out in your life, and you've always had somebody else in control of them. And now you're standing on your own, but you're trying to still figure out how to gain your senses to understanding what's
My door.
available.
As well.
Like, there's somebody that has left your life that was very important to you that just walked away and didn't bother looking back. I think that's energy that you need to really focus on and heal from. Because one's coming in, one's going out, is what the energy is saying. Like, one is coming on a horse, the Knight of Pentacles is coming towards you, but the Traveler energy, the person that didn't seem it was adequate enough for you left the experience. Felt that it wasn't on his duty to be with you, that you were shooting for a higher scoreboard energy, that this one person that walked away
That is.
was willing to provide you with anything you ever so desired, and you didn't want that connection. You didn't want it. It wasn't because you were looking at it vainly. As an experience, you were looking at it with the eyes of vanity in it. The person wasn't able to provide you with the vision of beauty that you wanted and required, from a partner. You always want the reassurances to come through to comfort your spirit and not feel so constricted in the relationship. But it was a control issue that you even got yourself into a lot of the messes that were happening. You weren't paying attention to the experiences and actually learning your lessons from them. So now you've been kind of tied to understanding and having to learn those lessons now.
He who searches.
And then you get the Four Cups
Sweet.
and the Hangman and the Wheel of Life. But I think this has gone more to your ego state. It wasn't your spiritual part of you that was growing. It was more your ego and your belief of having vanity instead of just being a simple person and not being complex. It's not all about the look of you on the outside, because the inside of you is actually can be remain to be ugly in a sense. And maybe that's what people are kind of moving away from, is just your sense of losing an uphill battle against yourself. You're not winning.
Good old butchers.
But you are going to have somebody walk into your life that's going to help you find spirituality on a higher note that's respectable and is offering guidance. And the next thing possible is your Knight of Pentacles is going to bring you a gift for you to be able to reflect on and have an understanding finally of where things sit in your life. In Temperance, halfway in the reading again, she's on the pole. She's on the fence about which side she wants to defend. Then you have the Four Cups in reverse. So anything that you're receiving from your spirit guides may not be the information that you're requesting. That's what I mean about the question being asked, so that you can have the universe answer it properly for you to give you the insight that you're requesting. So now they've left you a Hangman. So the energy has basically left you hanging in limbo about this energy, right? But you're going to move on from this. You're going to be able to, understand that this energy just isn't meant to be your energy. I'm feeling that it's not you're trying to have that kind of spiritual blessing given to you. I don't think you understand it well enough to be able to make it work in your favor. But you do get, the Wheel of the Year with all the things, the exact same things that a wheel, Wheel of Fortune has, except for the sneaky, conniving energies that tag along with it. You're going to be able to use all your elements this time around, or your skin, kind of while you're in this skin state. But I do feel there's people leaving, but there's people replacing the people that are leaving. Does that make sense? No, there's definitely a male coming towards you. I will tell you that much. There's a male coming towards you on the night right after the 10 of Cups. So it could very well be a returning energy, because I do see it pointing towards you, and you've been restrained and just not feeling any advancement coming towards you. You're relying on your other senses to provide you the guidance. But the one person that was part of your life, this could be I'm seeing it as like a parent has left your life, has kind of left you independent. There's no longer a sense of them being here in the physical realm. That was always maybe somebody that you counted on, that you would confide with, and this person is now gone from your life that you could rely on. So now there's a Knight with a Pentacle. He's coming to make an offer to you, to help you. He's waiting for the moment, though, for when to make an entrance. That when you're ready to receive the information of the Pentacle, that you'll be receiving it from, you know, it could be a person that is no longer in your life, but is returning. It's more of a support person, I think. I don't see it as a love connection, but I see it as more of a connection for you spiritually, and to be able to maneuver your spiritual life. And that's what this Pentacle is going to give you, a chance to get a foot up on yourself, to be able to get yourself moving on your own without having to be reliant, because your eyes are closed and everything is tied. You won't have to rely on anybody. You can start relying on yourself for movement. You may have got into this predicament because you were taking on too much, and the energies were warning you not to, so they've kind of constricted you to the situation. But you can actually have this new offer coming through to help you and spiritually guide you, or stand beside you and guide you down your path, right? That could be a masculine or feminine energy that could be coming through for you. So always remember, when you're at this state, it could be that you're waiting for your divine masculine side to show up to save you, on a spiritual level, right? That can undo this situation for you. So maybe your divine masculine is on his way to relieve you of this stresses in your life. And, the person that you normally would count on with this Four of Cups in reverse, isn't there anymore. Like, you don't have this connection anymore.
Sideways to stay.
Yeah, I would say that would be able to sum it up pretty good, is, allowing yourself to let somebody else drive the bus for you. Because you're not doing a very good job, or your experiences weren't happening, divinely, and honorable with it, right?
Good old butcher.
So the Wheel of the Year, this is your year to actually change what's going on. You have an opportunity to change your goals, your whole life, as far as directional, okay? You'll have all the elements granted to you. Once you have clearing of the energy that, it's kind of been hanging on to you, you really have to clear. The energy that I'm feeling is the attachment of men, okay? That you attach yourself to these men that don't serve you any goodness, okay? They're just taking you for a spin around the park, let's say. But, in other words, spin around the bedroom, right? Be very careful of them. Be very on point with them, keep them at arm's distance, because you don't want to have that kind of, situation. Just, it's not you give your heart and expect, somebody's going to give it back, but you may not receive that back, and they may have just make a use of you for that reason. So be careful. And they're going to try everything. Everything's going to come forward to you. Every element is going to be yours to be able to use to actually maneuver yourself. Okay? Yeah, and just count on it. Just allow it to breathe. It's not about going and getting into another relationship because you're done with somebody else. It's not the way to do it. You need to sit there and really realize, why did that relationship end? And has this relationship ended because I've done this in the past, or I've done this just recently? Whatever it is, you need to work through it before you're going to get the blessings of the universe coming back online for you. You can't be naive. Okay?
Not only that.
Your outcome card now, after all that's said and done, is the Ace of Wands. This is coming up a lot of people. This is transformation from the old rickety wand to, unveiling of the new, more genuine, more sturdy, more stable piece of wand that you'll ever encounter. Okay, and this is eye of the butterfly is the energy and the beauty that's going to come towards you once you let go of all these past energies, and they're just dampening your doorstep by requiring you to be part of their life. That you have a choice. You can choose who to let into your life. Who you are going to allow is up to you. Either they're going to help you with this transformation, or they're just going to be onlookers and just watch it happen. So you'll have support either with it or without it, and you'll be able to move forward when the transformation is complete for you. It doesn't take long, for us to really transform. We can transform overnight if we do the work in spirituality, connecting with our own spiritual person through meditation and guidance, and asking the universe, praying, looking at different avenues of ways to connect with your inner self, whether it be just even sitting there silently and just listening. Because I myself, with all the experience that I've had over the last 5 years, can actually have music manipulated into the reading that I just have done, and I've done it done this a few times on this channel that would put your head to absolutely spin off the top, in absolute wonderment on how it happened. I can't explain it. I'm not allowed to explain it. It just happens. So, if anybody, I think Daisy might be the best one to ask, because I don't even remember what video that was in. I try not to take any information away from my readings for anybody, that it stays within the reading itself, so I don't take it with me. It is recorded, though, so you can come back to it and listen to it whenever you need to, which is a great thing, right? But yeah, you need to, allow the transformation to happen. Be grateful of, the universe being there to kind of look over you while you're having your transformation, and allowing you to be protected by it as well. You're not alone in any of this. You have people that are showing their support. Like the little butterfly is a representation of others coming into your life that have had the transformation, that are able to help you transform into a stronger wand than you've ever thought you could be a powerful energy on your own, right? And doing good things towards others, not, manipulating it to best benefit you, okay? So always remember, the transformation you're going through is one that, is going to be for your own benefit. I won't tell you that it's not for your benefit. This is going to actually benefit you in the long run. It's going to allow you to be more stable and more solid in your judgment calls. It's going to allow you to be more solid in your relationships and stand your ground and determine that everything is working in favor, so long as you keep your honor and respect for the actual energy that's being given or granted to you for the sake of the transformation. But I do feel that, right now, myself, I don't see anybody coming towards you except for this Knight to offer you the Pentacle. So this is kind of like a guidance person that's going to step in and offer you some insightfulness to your journey, okay? And not, like the Eight of Wands is above the Wheel of the Year. So you're either going to take this and you're going to work on this like spiritually for a while before you actually want to get intermingled with someone. It took me, it was probably closer to almost 3 to 4 years for me to actually be able to be confident enough in me to actually do channels like this and talk about my own spirituality moves and what's going on in mine. It's taken me a lot of healing in those 4 years. But I'm moving forward. That's right. I moved forward from them. I released them from my spiritual box, or connection, sorry. And I just chose not to intermingle with it. I just had enough. And I'm not going through that again. I refuse to. I do not ever want to experience some of the traumatic things that I experienced in my life. I went back to heal from them and understand what my part was in them, and I didn't have any part in them. I was being taken advantage of when I was younger, which wasn't by choice. It was not by choice. But it's something that you have to get through. It's something that you just, you have to look at those, even the ugliest, most self-sabotaging, most disgusting experiences. Like, I wouldn't say disgusting, but it just made you just kind of like ill to your stomach that you actually allowed people to treat you like this. Like, I didn't have a choice. I was small, I was young, I didn't know anything, there's parts of my childhood I'm still not looking at. I don't want to even review them. But that's what's holding me back right now, is those few items that I'm not wanting to look at ever. I'm trying to find a way where I could just let it go without having to deal with it again. It's very difficult for me to deal with it. I don't want to go back to that. I don't want to go to anything that was below me being 14 and younger. I don't want to visit any of that anymore. Right. Definitely want to walk away from the majority of it. I wish I could just take it all and just, take it and just throw it away. But I can't. I have to work through it, and it's hard. So I keep trying. So the overall energy for tonight's readings, anything that we can take from this evening tonight that we can help apply to ourselves and to our lives. We're going to pull the going out card of the show, of the channel. And we're going to take one card from here, one card from the goddess, and one from the spirit animals today. We don't have a lot of our spirit animal guides showing much information, but we're going to take a couple from... Okay, so I only want one, but we're going to take those ones. Screw it. I won't. So we have 4. And take one goddess card, and then we'll take a spirit animal card as the last. This is spirit animal. Goddess cards. The couch, yeah, sit down on the couch is moved. What's wrong with the couch?
American people.
Cordelia. Okay. Alright, now we're going to pull out our spirit animal cards. And I haven't used these guys in a few days.
Stories on the outline.
Get the seed.
Okay, so my pendulum up there for now. Alright, so these are the animal dreaming oracle cards. And I haven't used them very much. I'm still reading the book and learning about them.
2004.
Just trying to find something within it. Okay, so what is the oracle card of the day for this stream? What is the message that Spirit wants us to have? And we got, wow, I was just talking about this earlier. You guys, like, what the hell? Now you can tell me that this is definitely not full of shit.
During the 70s.
Okay, so
We shook the brain.
you guys really want to see what card this is? You guys ready for this? We talked about this today already.
I had to say that. Leadership of the 19th.
Does that resonate with anybody for the conversations we were having earlier? Is you're gaining your spiritual avenues are gaining, and you're actually, this is the number one card. This is the only animal in the animal spirit box that can actually get as closest to the creator spirit as possible is through the eagle. They're very spiritual and majestic animals that we respect highly in the native culture. We do respect them highly. You know, and there's people out there that only want to use it as a materialistic thing to take their feathers and then have to slaughter them because they can't fly anymore. You know, it's unfortunate people do this to this animal. You know, but the eagle can see everything from wherever, whatever point in this universe that it wants to focus on, it can get into the finest detail, you know, 1,000 feet above you and still be able to see you, but you can't see you. You can't see it floating way above, but when it comes into your eyesight, that's a couple hundred meters of distance between you and the eagle.
Which is, however,
Right, so that is definitely the greatest strength card that we can pull. It's got a 0. This is where everything begins. This is where everything is going to begin. Changes. Different things are going to start being visible, and you're going to be able to see them coming at you a mile away. Okay, so you're going to see them if you keep yourself awake, right? Be awake with when you go out, right? So this one is very important for the end of the cycle. You know, be grateful that you have vision, that you have, you know, a connection with the spirit realm, animal realm, whatever it may be that helps you get through your spirituality work for the day. This is definitely one hell of a card to end up with on a reading. This is like a blessing from above, 100%. There's no possible way you can get any closer to the creator but through the eagle. So, you know, we have 5 cards here. I'm going to take this one. This is the one card that I want to take. I don't want to have all 4. The other ones aren't relevant. So there you go. Working together as a union, working together to help each other, you know, have experiences and positivity in their life. We always have to look out for, you know, the other person that may be involved in spirituality that doesn't really have an understanding, but working together. We're all trying to work together to get this thing, you know, understood by a lot of people. And it's a blessing every day that we get up and we get to intermingle with energies, and it's a lot of fun if you allow it to be. It doesn't have to be a scary, you know, like a scary demonic energy can enter my house and I don't fear it. It only becomes a shadow when I'm done with it. It doesn't have any power here in my sanctuary. It has none. It will not ever have power like it did the last time it walked into my house, sat on my couch and took possession of my boyfriend. he won't ever step foot in my house again. Guaranteed. Too many guardians around to let that happen. And I believe in it. I honestly do. There isn't anything that's going to change my mind that the devil exists. He does. And he will manifest his energy into whatever form is going to get you to pay attention. I'll tell you that. It took formation because I had a lot of respect for my partner. So he took the most convenient avenue in possessing his experiences and tried to throw it on me, making me believe that it was him, my boyfriend, that was doing this, right? That he didn't have any care in the world, blah, blah, blah. I said all these nasty things and trying to tempt me back over to the darker side of things. And I said no. So just remember, you got to take care of each other. No matter how hard things get and situations become, there's always somebody that is willing to help and guide you. May you find that person when you need it the most. You can email me at any given time. I can help you out with the dark energy magic that you may be experiencing or whatever. Everything that matters, I will find a solution to. Mark my words. Every time I'll find it, and it will be given. Right. So I'd like to say thank you guys. It's time that we spend a little bit more outside and getting to know the spirit animal guides as well. Don't stay closed-minded and allow yourself to be a piece of a visual, energy for people to be drawn to. Positivity, smiling, laughing, enjoying, saying hello to somebody you don't even know, carrying a conversation while you're standing at the bus stop or in the grocery line. Everybody needs to, kind of get noticed in this world. We all get noticed. Spirit recognizes all of us, and we don't even know who Spirit is. We don't have a full identity for Spirit because it moves in such a different way that most energy does, right? It just shows up, and you know it is because it is, and you've accepted that. And when you accept the fact that Spirit energy is very malleable, things take on a different meaning 100% when you want to start creating with Spirit and create those forever, feeling good moments that you can create with him or her, right? I've never understood whether it's a boy or girl energy yet, but we're here and we're going to do it right and we're going to get it done. So that's all I have for you guys tonight. I just want to say bless you all. I hope you have a fantastic evening. All my eagles, my little eaglets. Hope you take advice from this and actually really get in touch with your higher self. It's a blessing to be able to have this card show up on such a reading day as today. It really gives me hope. It's going to make me tears to my eyes. Bring tears to my eyes because it's the best card. It gives you so much power and energy that you'll be crying too because it's a sentiment of fullness and ability to reach the top of your league for your personal experience. Your personal experience now has a grow and experience like an eagle would. Just float and soar and take everything in that you can. Nothing is ever kept from the eyes of an eagle. They see everything, and they're the closest representation in the native culture to Spirit, to Creator. So you can always count on them to carry the message. All right, so with all that, it's been a blessing, guys. I love you all, and we will see you tomorrow. And we'll see if we end up with another intimate message that goes on as it did tonight again. It gets pretty emotional sometimes for me because it's a blessing. It's a pure blessing to be able to take on my native culture and bring into what I understand my native culture to be able to bring it to you guys and help you to understand it better is, the all in the happiness that I gain, right? So always count on me being here for you guys. I always will be. I'm just, an email away. I get notifications for certain emails, and I'm very grateful that, things are moving so fabulously in the new direction, right? So remember that. The eagle has landed, is willing to take all your dreams and expressions and soar it through the universe. Take it to, wherever it needs to go to manifest for you. And know that you have the power of the eagle behind you now. You do have the power of the eagle behind you. When you're dealing with me, you'll have the eagle, you'll have many animals behind you and supporting you as we go down this road together and experience a lot of different things. All right, so I guess I should say adios to you guys. My energies say good night. And if they don't, well, it's not time for them to go to bed. But yeah, no, I've had a really enjoyable day. This has really turned out to be a very positive reading for a lot of people, and I hope you guys take what you need from it, leave the rest, because we're all looking for the same answers. And you know, for me to be able to guide you to getting to those situations slowly without too much chaos and drama, then I will do my best to do that for you. All right, I love you guys. Peace out.